Greetings and salutation, everyone. Hello, hello. Well, I think my sound is decent. I can probably turn it up a little bit. Hello and welcome. I am Trooper SJP, and we are here for the Tales from the Foxhole. And I'm so happy to see you all. Actually, I just realized that I do need to do one thing. I actually have two things I need to do, and I'm going to do that while I'm doing other things in a way that will be super subtle, so you won't even realize I'm doing it. Perhaps. I realized that what I should do is I should turn off our reward points queue because you know right now you know what, I won't. This is still in the travel universe. I'm not going to do it. It is what it is. Hey everybody, hi. But then I forgot there is one other thing I should probably be doing. Hey Nightbot, hi. I'm Trooper SJP. Every Friday we do RPGs over here on the Foxhole, our Tales from the Foxhole. And season 1 of Traveler, the Pirates of Drinax, the Gamblers, our campaign is currently on break, which means we do something else. And usually at this moment, what I like to do is something else, right? I like to do a little bit of something different. Sometimes I do one shots or two shots or a little short shot, something that'll take us in this moment. And one of the things I've been really wanting to do for quite some time, I've been very excited about it, is I've been wanting to play Iron Forged. So Ironsworn. And so Ironsworn was like how do I put this? So Ironsworn came out a while ago, and it was actually free. You can actually still get it free over at itch.io. I believe you might be able to get it free at DriveThruRPG as well. Nonetheless, it was this sort of free system that allowed you to sort of play solo, or the game, it's like it was a fantasy game, you could play solo or with a GM regularly, or just a bunch of people but without a GM. And for a while now, and the PDFs are free. And there are, what was really interesting about it is that, as you know, there've been the rise of, recently, perhaps COVID, a lot of solo RPGs, and many of them are sort of journaling RPGs. But there have been some other innovations, I would say. So like really cool innovations, of what you could do as a solo RPG. And one of the ones that I think is one of the more significant, there are a couple of, like, if I were going to do a roundup of like significant and important solo RPGs, right? I would pick a number of different things that I would do. Hey, Interitus, how are you? Yeah, I would pick a number of different games to think about. I'd probably pick some early solo games, like I do Tunnels and Trolls, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, for the modern era, I'd probably do, which I actually played, The Wretched, which is one of these, I think, a very important solo journaling sort of game. And I got to play Rune, which I think is also very good, but Ironsworn is really important. It is not a kind of journaling, writing sort of game in the way that a lot of other solo games are. Also, you'd also have to do, there are a couple other ones you have to pick, but this one you'd pick, and I was reading so much about it. Really interesting, really fascinating, really big world, not a sort of a small little thing with a couple of prompts, but something, a much larger system. I'd probably also pick Mythic as like a GM Oracle, but not the point, GM emulator. So, but I missed it when it came out. And then there was a Kickstarter for the new expansion, the new version of Ironsworn called Ironsworn Starforged, which is this one right here. And I kickstarted that. And it just came to me recently. It only, a GM emulator, a Gemulator, but Gem, I feel like the Misfits are better. You know, their songs are better, and they're going to get her. So this one was kickstarted, and I kickstarted it, and it has come out, and I have been so excited for it. I was like, oh, I can't wait until I get a chance to go and play this. And it just so happens a couple of things happened all at once. One, we were doing the Traveler, and in the world of the Traveler, well, in the Gambler's world of the Traveler, we sort of established that there was a pulp serial hero named Crash Jones, space adventurer. And Crash Jones Wesley Crash Jones, is a serial that both Baron Severance and young Wesley both really are invested in. A couple people might actually like it. And I thought, well, we've got this break. And we have this wonderful member of our community, Josh Meehan, who is one of our sponsors, by the way. And this is what I'm doing right now is a sort of like a love letter to Josh Meehan, who is one of our very, very generous sponsors to the Foxhole, who also, by the way, did this art. Oh, I try to make sure it's not too shiny. Boom. Oh, there you go. This art is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can tell how beautiful it is, but it is stunning. This artwork is it's really good, y'all. It's beautiful. Where's this one? There's a piece that I wanted to show you that I thought you would find really cool. Hold on. Let me get it because this is important. And I can show. I was working on the over. By the way, we started late today because this is a brand new. It's a brand new thing, and I had to go and set up everything. But I think this will work. Does the overlay say it's Traveler? No. That's fine. It's fine. You know what? I can fix that. I'm going to fix that by doing... I'm going to do that. Ha! Can't stop me. Yes. So look at that art, right? Just look how gorgeous that is. But also, look at that. Look at that art, right? Is that not... Okay, I'm going to just gush for a little bit about this art. So first off, I don't know who this person is, but this is beautiful. And this person, you can see the soft baby hairs on their jawline, the detail on the leather jacket, like the scar. This is so gorgeous. And then also the lighting is happening in the background to sort of get that sort of sense of like stars. Yeah, that is the streamer version of sweeping it under the rug. That is exactly what's happening. Yeah, I mean, it is not only is the art beautiful, but it's really well composited, and all the little details are just beautiful. And that was, by the way, that's our Josh Meehan art who did that, who did this beautiful, beautiful art. And so I'm so excited to be able to play this. And also, now that you've reminded me that little thing is there, I'm going to fix that, by the way. I will fix that because I have an announcement. So we were going to play this today, and then next Friday we were going to do Showdown with Laugh Love Lindy, where we try to murder each other. But Laugh Love Lindy next week, it turns out there's a convention she's got to go to. So we're going to continue on with Crash Jones next Friday as well, which is great because I just did all the assets for it. And I'm going to fix that one asset there to make sure that it says the right thing. But, and I'm not quite certain how many weeks we will do this. We've got about 6 or so weeks before we start back up again with Traveler. So we might be doing this, a couple weeks. We will see. We rolled all the art prompts using... Did you really? You rolled all the art prompts using the tables in the game? Why is this so cool? Why is this so cool? This is what I want to know. I kind of can't handle it. So, we'll be playing this Friday, but also next Friday, and maybe even also the Friday afterwards. We shall see. I have some thoughts about that. I also have like some other things. I'm waiting to hear back from some people, so we'll find out what's going on after that. But that's not the worry. Right now we've got this, and so as an honor of our sponsor, we are going to be playing Ironsworn Starforged. How late am I going to play? We will see. We're going to set it up, and then we're going to see what happens. So we will be playing Crash Jones, space adventurer, who is our this serial hero. Kind of imagine like Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, right? That sort of idea. Big pulpiness. We're going to be set in the travel universe that we know, but it's going to be the pulp version of it. So we're going to start, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it. So how do we start? And I'm going to give you all some. I will put this in chat of our Discord as well. But there are some things that we do when you start the game. The first thing you do is, now I can take this off for the moment. The first thing you do is create your universe. But we already have sort of a universe, but we will see what the universe is like in this version of the world. So there are, I think, 4 exercise. Welcome in, Stormbender. We just started because I've been dealing with assets and also academics. Assets and academics? I think that's really what I've been doing. But most of this all done, that means that next week we're going to be right on at 7 p.m. sharp and getting all the pulpy goodness. Volpa says, there are a few settings I like as much as big pulpiness. Me too. So I'll just show you this a little bit so you can see. To start the game, now, I didn't tell you this, right? I'm so sorry. I didn't say this thing I wanted to say. A lot of these journaling games are really, really small, but Starforged is like hefty. It's got a lot in it. Also, by the way, a really lovely reference guide. And I'm going to be telling you about the rules as we go through. Oh, and the art in here is also gorgeous. There's a cool pack of asset cards. So if you get like a ship or whatever you've got, you can just lay them out. So I think this would be really fun to play in just non-digitally as well as digitally. But I'm doing it digitally because that'll be easier for you to see what I see. And there are lots and lots of really cool PDF support. It's including this lovely sort of like rundown of all of their rules in a summary. This is, as a system, it is sort of based on Powered by the Apocalypse, but not really. Like it uses moves in that way, and you will recognize some of those things, but it really is its own system in a way that is very cool. So this is my first time playing it, so I thought we should do it together. Shall we? So, Assets and Academics, the RPG we didn't know we needed. Do we need it? So, the first thing we do is we have some default assumptions. This is our part 1. In our part 1, we choose our truths. And we set the tone and the background for the campaign by deciding the nature of my vision of the Forge. And the Forge is the universe that this game is set in. And these are the truths. And when you're done, you'll have the key aspects of your setting sketched out and a backdrop of challenges to help you fuel your adventures. And we're going to do this in our own way. We're going to do this in our own way. So right now I'm going to read out the default assumptions before we get into our truths. And I'm going to tell you also about a web page that I'm using when I show it to you, which is actually a very cool web page, and I recommend it. So our default assumptions, I'll read them out. How do I want to say it? What I really want, I know what I want. I want like Also sprach Zarathustra in the background because that feels very epic, but don't worry about it. So this is a perilous future. These are our default assumptions. 2 centuries ago, your people fled a cataclysm and settled a distant galaxy they call the Forge. This is a chaotic place full of dangers and mysteries. Now, while I think this is true, we're going to tweak it a little bit. 2 centuries ago, your people fled a cataclysm and settled a distant galaxy called the Forge. This is a chaotic place full of dangers and mysteries. I want Crash Jones to be like Buck Rogers in that he got into suspended animation and was asleep for a couple hundred years and woke up in the now. I like this trope of our of that. I like this very much. So I'm thinking that there may have well been maybe he was sending out and investigating, right, and then towards the forge, but then suspended animation, and after that there was some kind of big cataclysm, and all the people have come over, right? So I think this is good. The idea that there was a cataclysm, but Crash Jones ended up being in suspended animation and in the forge before that happened, right? Before that, he might have been like one of the I'm thinking maybe one of the original explorers, like exploring the space and trying to figure out what it was, but then things happened. We'll find out. This is a lonely future. With some possible exceptions that you'll identify as part of your own truths, humans are the only known intelligent life in this galaxy. Others once lived here, but only mysterious and perilous vaults remain to mark their legacy. I'm feeling like we're going to keep it a bit more Traveler, so we're going to have. Well, now it's interesting because in the Travel universe, mostly everybody is human as well. So we'll keep that, but we're going to have, right, we're going to have our Vargur and we're going to have our Aslan. So we're going to have the Traveler races in here as being part of our peeps. We're going to do that. This is a diverse future. There's a vibrant mix of people and cultures among the humans of the Forge. We're keeping that. We love it. Love it. This is a far-flung future. Settlements lie scattered and often isolated from one another. Your starship can travel at faster than light speeds, but it's ponderously slow at a cosmic scale. Love it. It all works. Maybe Crash Jones had a low birth-related incident? Probably. Yeah. And I'm thinking that because the settlements are scattered and isolated, that works for the Trojan Reaches. Because the Trojan Reaches, you do have all of these, right, this old kingdoms of Sindalian Empire all destroyed, and things are sort of spread out, and it's not as sort of densely populated as the rest of it. So we'll have. I think we can keep that there. This is an unexplored future. Discoveries await, and even in settled regions, much of the Forge is unknown and uncharted. Works. So it's like Demolition Man frozen for his misdeed. No, I think he was frozen. Like he's like okay. He's like a hotshot explorer pilot, right? And he like flies through a nebula, right, in order to get to this. He discovers this place, the Forge, that he didn't know about it, but nobody knew about it. And he sends off a signal back to Earth, but he ends up being frozen in time. It happens. You get frozen in time. It's pulpy. We handle it. So this is a wondrous future. The Forge is a galaxy of ancient mysteries, spacefaring creatures, startling phenomenon, and other marvels. Yes. This is a retro future. Envision the technology you wield as only slightly advanced over today's real-world technologies, or even a step back in many ways. Resources are scarce, and the people of the Forge must cobble together what they can. Which is good because this is a sort of a pulpy serial thing, which is sort of in the Travel universe, but sort of not, right? In the sense that they're reading it, and yeah. Mm-hmm. He was the one frozen longer than he should have been. Yes. Could make Crash Jones one of the humans who were around with the ancients and survived the Great War by being in suspended animation image for 100,000 years. Ooh, BP Phantom. Australis plays, that's fun. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. I realized that I need my notepad because we're going to have to take some notes here. That is a thing that's going to have to happen. A movie serial version of Buck Rogers was a dirigible pilot and was frozen by a strange gas after the crash in the mountains. Ooh, I do like that. This is an unjust future. Those in power hoard resources, control technologies, and impose their will on others through force or cunning. Others must stand against these forces of imperialism and oppression. Love it. Love it. This is a hopeful future. Despite these challenges, hope remains. Fulfilling your sworn vows is a realization of that hope. Yes, I feel good. So now what we need to do is select our truth. So this is like this part. This is a kind of like this is setup, but it's also the game. So I'm happy. Kind of like Andromeda, frozen at the event horizon of a black hole for centuries. I really love this idea that somehow Crash Jones was like exploring this place that had not yet been settled, gets frozen, and when they finally wake up, it has now been settled because of a cataclysm. So let me show you this program that we're using. You can't hear me. I got you. I got you. Hold on. Now you can hear me. Yes. Yes, now you can hear me. It's microphones, but it's here. So this is oh, and I was going to go and give you the link, and I will put this link also in Discord. So this web page gives you everything you need to play Starforged digitally, which I think is pretty cool. And we'll just have this together while we do this a little bit. So we're on our character a little bit. We're gonna just, by the way, we're gonna just name Wesley Jones, call sign not dash, but Crash. There we go. This is who we are. We've got this down, but we have to do our campaign. We have to start with our truths. Now, we can make up anything we want. We'll see what happens. And this, what's nice about this is actually, I think I can show you this in two different ways. So we've got a couple of different categories to choose from to figure out what our world is going to be like. And also, by the way, there are a bunch of free assets you can download at ironswornrpg.com, which I'm very excited about. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't know if you've been paying attention, there are a number of really cool actual plays happening over on YouTube. And so this is a pretty cool, vibrant community, and I'm very excited to jump in. So we have these categories of truths to work through: cataclysm, exodus, communities, iron, laws, religion, magic, communication and data, medicine, artificial intelligence, war, life forms, precursors, and horrors. And we do this either by choosing a truth from the options, or rolling for a truth using dice, or just making our own. So let's see what we have. We have got our first truth, which is cataclysm. And there are three options. Let me come over here for the moment. There are three options. One, the sun plague extinguished the stars in our home galaxy. Two, interdimensional entities invaded our reality. Or three, we escaped the ravages of a catastrophic war. So we kind of want this to be within the Traveler universe. So I think we will choose we escape the ravages of a catastrophic war, right? Because I think that we're, well, this is tricky, right? If we have Crash Jones being, yes. So Crash Jones left his galaxy and came to the Traveler Galaxy. Yes. But what I like is the idea that actually he came first as like a vanguard to just explore, and kind of found the Traveler Galaxy, sent the information back to the peoples. And the Ancients' War is the war, absolutely. So I think we're going to go with escape the ravages of a catastrophic war. And I can actually come back here for you. I think I want to move what that looks like. So we escape the ravages of a catastrophic war. And here we are, just like set it up. And this says, over millennia, we consumed resources and shattered lives as we fueled the engines of industry expansion and war. In the end, a powerful foe took advantage of our rivalries in a violent bid for power. Fleeing the devastation, we assembled our fleets and traveled to the Forge, a new home, a fresh start. And by the Forge, we mean, this part of charted space. In this final war, we were set upon by, and we have to make a choice. I'm going to note something. It does have a subselection. I think, I'm going to bring this up for you. I think that Crash Jones left before everybody had to flee, because like things were bad, is what I'm thinking. And so they sent off like daring pilots to go and explore to try to find a refuge, right? And I think that Crash Jones found the forge, sent the coordinates back, but in the process ended up. We'll find out. So we need to roll. We need to roll and to find out what is it that what happened in the final war. We have artificial intelligence, religious zealots, genetically engineered soldiers, self-replicating nanomachines, or a tyrannical faction or leader. So I think my question would be Australis, Australis plays is our big lore keeper for Traveler. And so let me ask, Australis, before we decide what we're going to do about this, is there one of these choices that fits better with the Ancients' War? Because I do know that they did a lot of seeding of the universe and genetic engineering. But Australis, if you have a thought, if one of these works best, let me know. Otherwise, I feel like we'll just roll for it. Is my thinking. And this program, it's not even a program, it's a website. It's free, by the way. Also has like a little you can pull up a little dice situation here, which I'm pretty excited about. Tyrannical leader is kind of grandfather. Okay, so let's do tyrannical leader. We'll say a tyrannical leader that's not even how you spell any of that. A tyrannical leader named grandfather. Okay, so we have a quest starter, and we're going to note it to see if we like it, to see what we think about it. And the quest starter is, a delegation of your dreaded foe arrives in the forge. They claim to represent a rebel force seeking sanctuary. In return, they offer vital information. What news do they carry? I don't feel like that's a good quest starter for us because I think it was quite a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I don't think that's it for us. So there's a question we have to answer, which you can see there. Do you possess a keepsake, or the droid are actually a lot of beings in the travel universe are genetically engineered. For example, the Vargur are genetically uplifted animals from Earth, I think, actually. So the ancients did a whole bunch of stuff, is what I'm trying to tell you. They uplifted animals. They did some stuff. You know, they were busy, and including a lot of the humans. Yep, also the humans. Yes, there's quite a bit. So, do you possess a keepsake or artifact of pre-cataclysm society? What is it? Why is it important to you? If you are all that remains of a people or culture, you might be a vestige. Ooh, so let's see. Do you possess a keepsake or artifact of pre-cataclysm society? The answer is yes, because, I might be a vestige. By the way, this is, if you see that there, it says you might be a vestige. Vestige is a path. In this game, you get paths and the kind of like skills and whatnot. And as we're going through this process of character creation, part of what they're doing is giving you some tips about things you might want to pick up when we do our character creation part. And they're saying that maybe I might be a vestige. And so I'm going to look at my exciting cards and just see what vestige is, because I got these and I'm so excited. Oh, you can't read that at all. So sad. Whoop. Ooh. You can't read it. It's cool though. It's got great art on it. And it's got like it's neat. There. So, vestige. You are all that remains of a people, culture, or tradition. When you face death or face desolation, visions of your heritage give you the strength to carry on. Envision how this manifests and re-roll any dice. On a strong hit with a match, a surprising new aspect of your heritage is revealed. Take +2 momentum and make 2 ticks on your bond's legacy track. Okay, so this is cool. We will keep this as a possibility. And maybe Crash Jones, we can be inspired by both Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. Maybe Crash Jones is from Earth from like the 1930s, 1940s, 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 World War II. World War II pilot, maybe, right? Maybe World War II pilot. Here we go. World War II pilot. Yes. World War II or World War One. World War II. World War II? World War One. One of the wars. Pilot who, World War II. World War II pilot who is flying around, right, in a jet, well, in a fighter plane. The Traveler versus Captain America, but flies. But when we get, because the Nazis were into occult stuff, right? But also I want Bermuda Triangle. So I think Crash Jones flies his jet during the Bermuda Triangle and goes missing. But what happens when you go missing at the Bermuda Triangle is that you basically go through a wormhole. He inserts basically jump space, because the Bermuda Triangle brings you to jump space, and he emerges basically in the Forge thousands of years in the future. This is what I think. So Crash Jones basically finds himself sort of in the future, is rescued by somebody, we'll find out who, and is brought back and is now running around in this space because all this stuff has happened in the interim. This is what we got. This is what we got. So, do we have a keepsake or an artifact of pre-cataclysm society? Yes. Yes. And it's his flight goggles. That's what it is. So it's his pilot goggles from back in the old day, right? And it is because it is one of the last. It's the only thing he has left, right? Of old Earth, Terra, as people would call it, and it reminds him of his days as like of his home, right? Because there are all these people he knows, and he had a whole life, and he had friends and family, and he had all this stuff, and he's now thousands of years away and thousands of star systems away, right? So like I think it's his goggles, and his goggles are very important to him. Oh, and all the metal is iron on the goggles. This will be important for later. I'm gonna note that. We're gonna note that. So let's see. We're gonna call this. We have a new journal entry. Let me show you. I really. By the way, I still have got to like fix up a couple of things on our overlay, but I'm very excited about how I've set this up. So I just want you to. Hey, Artie Stack. So we can create a journal entry, and we're gonna call this journal entry truths. Yes. Shouldn't it be a little Orvander Decodia ring? Well, that would be awesome, but I don't think I have one right now. Oh, so thank you for that gift sub. And I don't know if it showed up, but it should have. Streambox is there. Interesting. We will see. We will see. So the truth is, my keepsake. Just take a look. My keepsake are my, because they're plural, are my pilot's goggles. Made of iron. I think it'll be good. So that's it. Oh, also let's just note vestige. I like it. I also have another idea that I think will be really cool that I need to talk to Myth about. Okay, so we have that. We have our cataclysm. We got it. What's next? Exodus. Is it iron or cold iron? I imagine it's iron. Good old Terran iron. So we have three choices for Exodus. When the Exodus fleet set off on a ponderous journey to a new home outside our galaxy, they marked the Forge as their destination. Countless generations lived out their lives aboard those Titanic ships during the millennia-long passage. So that's generation ships. Option 2, a ragtag fleet of ships propelled at tremendous speeds by experimental FTL drives carried our ancestors to the Forge. But the technology that powered the ships is said to be the source of the Sundering, a fraction of reality that plagues us here today. Ooh. That seems interesting. And then the last one is mysterious alien gates provided instantaneous one-way passage to the forge. Hmm. 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 What do we think about that, actually? Uh, I am feeling like we have multiple options. Um, one-way stargates, and that gate was Bermuda, the Bermuda Triangle. Oh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If we go with one-way stargates, we'll have to imagine that there are stargates that, yeah, right, that they're on Earth. The Bermuda Triangle has one. Maybe there's one in the pyramids. Maybe there's one like in some of these certain ancient sites. Right? We've got Stonehenge is probably one of these gates. Um, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to go with mysterious alien gates. Yes, this is gonna be our life. Mysterious. Oh, so exits. We're gonna go with mysterious alien gates. It says, in the midst of the cataclysm, all the wars and all that, right? Um, our ancestors found a strange metal pillar on our homeworld's moon. Bermuda Triangle. A map on the surface of this alien relic detailed the deep space locations of the Iron Gates, massive devices that powered artificial wormholes. With no other options, the Exodus ships fled through the gates and emerged here in the Forge. Do we like this? Do we like this? Do we like this? Do we want to have these gates that brought us? The pillar can be the DHD. Do we want gates? Mm. You know what? I think I think we have to actually go with the second choice, not mysterious alien gates, but a ragtag fleet of ships, and I will tell you why. Um, yeah, the ancient seeded. That's the reason why in the travel universe we have humans everywhere is because it's like it's a there was a big theory big in the 70s that basically ancient aliens seeded humans throughout the world. So I'm thinking we go with a ragtag fleet of ships, right? That humans basically finally found sort of jumps. They got jump space and they were able to sort of do experimental jump technology and they got here, is what I'm thinking. So this one says, also, I like the idea of the sundering because that ties into some of the kind of the weird stuff that's happening in our Traveler campaign with psionics. So I think that'll be a little bit mysterious and fun. So the experimental drives used by the Exodus fleet are forbidden, but the damage is done. The sundering spreads across our reality like cracks on the surface of an icy pond. Those fissures unleash even more perilous realities upon our own. Did we flee one cataclysm only to inadvertently create another? Okay, okay. I like this idea. So we big bad stuff's happening, right? The Terrans sort of create experimental jump drives, and they're able to do so, and and using some of the info. Because look, Crash Jones sent information back, which gave them uh, coordinates. Right. It was implied in Star Trek Next Generation that all the races were seeded by an ancient race. Yeah, that sort of ancient alien thing was a kind of a big theory in the 60s and 70s. So I think what happens is that Crash Jones goes to the Bermuda Triangle, like, wow, what's going on? Gets coordinates, sends information back. But in the process of sending information back, something goes wrong. He gets stuck in the forge, suspended animation, wakes up now after everybody else has come through. So I like that. There's a quest starter, and that is and I really like the idea of this kind of like weird, the sundering. I like this. I like this. I think this is actually kind of cool. Let's say sundering. A malfunctioning drive sent one of the refugee ships through space and time. That's me. Centuries later, they have finally arrived. For them, only weeks have passed. Why are these people mistrusted? Do you aid or oppose them? See, I think that is Crash Jones. So that that could be a good quest starter. I'm going to note this quest starter as a possibility for our quest starter, but I'm not. We're not gonna. We're not. We don't know yet. It's a possibility. So let's see. Paste and match style. Okay, we'll see. We have a question. Does your family or cultural history offer any stories of the Exodus? How does this legacy impact you today? If you are dedicated to exploring the reach of your people within the Forge, you might be an explorer. If you are exiled or reviled, you might be an outcast. So I don't think that my family has. I don't think Crash Jones knows those stories. I think trying to find out those things is part of the mystery, because I think that because Crash Jones was first, wakes up and realizes that, like, oh, didn't even know there was an Exodus. Like, I don't think that Crash Jones. I think Crash Jones has just found out that there was an Exodus, found out about it, didn't know, because, Crash Jones was a World War II pilot and is like, what happened? So I don't think Crash Jones knows any of those things, but I think wants to find out what happened, wants to learn. That makes some sense. Find out how out you lost everything, try to find some connection. Yeah, I think that would be really good. A lot of humanity's control of so many planets is because of colonialism at its finest. Expand and claim. Yeah, so I think, well, let's just put down maybe an explorer, perhaps. Because I think that's good. Okay, so our next truth is communities. We have three choices. Also, is the Forge named after the discussion board? That's a really good question, Artie Snack. I don't know. But I just found out that there's an academic book about the Forge. It's like $150 that I might just need to see if I can interlibrary loan it, because I think that would be really interesting. So, communities. Few survive the journey to the Forge, and we are scattered to the winds in this perilous place, option one. Dangers abound, but there is safety in numbers. Many ships and settlements are united under the banner of one of the founder clans. We have made our mark in this galaxy, but the energy storms we call balefires threaten to undo that progress, leaving our communities isolated and vulnerable. Whew. Either one of those three would work, I think, for where we are now. Um, why don't we roll for it? Why don't we roll for it? Because there's a die right here, and we can just roll and find out what they choose for us. Few survived. Okay, this is what we have. Our settlements are often small, starved for resources, and on the brink of ruin. Hundreds of far-flung settlements are lost and isolated within the untamed chaos of the galaxy, and we do not know their fate. Ooh. Yeah. This is Australis. Sounds good, right? Coriolis is that's a. Oh, hey. Speaking of Coriolis, although I don't know if it's actually in there, but right now, at Bundle of Holding, I do like to share details when I have them. Bundle of Holding, by the way, has right now. Where are they? They have a bundle that is their Worlds of 2D20 bundle, which has Dishonored, Infinity RPG, John Carter of Mars RPG, the reference document, Dune, Achtung Cthulhu, 2D20, Star Trek Adventures, Fallout, Dishonored, Game Master Toolkit, Phantom of Mars, and Adventures in the Human Sphere. Because Coriolis is Modifius, right? Or is Coriolis Free League? No. Is it? Wait. I feel like Coriolis is not Free League. No, it's Free League. It's Free League. You're right. It's Free League. Yes, so that's the 1 year engine. Anyway, 2D20 is out there. So, in this world, in this sort of serial, which is sort of set in the quasi Trojan reaches, but like after the Sindelian Empire has fallen and everything's really, really scattered. So it's kind of like amping up, because we talked about in the Gamblers how a lot of these planets that were part of the Sindelian Empire are really, really devastated right now. So this sort of fits with a few survived. So I think we've got this sort of place that I think what is happening, the people who are, look, this is my thought. The people who are writing this serial are making it quasi-realistic. So it's like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers, where it's kind of set sort of in our universe, but kind of not. And by our universe, I mean the Traveler universe. So quest starter. A settlement on an icebound planet is found abandoned. There is no sign of attack, no bodies. Their ships and vehicles sit idle. The people are simply gone, vanished. What is your connection to this place? Well, that sounds exciting. Let's put that in our journal. Yeah. If you are skilled at negotiation and resolving, oops, paste and match style. If you are skilled at negotiating and resolving disputes between communities, you might be a diplomat. If you make your mark with creative works, you might be an artist. If you've always lived among the stars, you might be voidborn. We'll see. Josh says, this way the producers can keep the set small and local for guild labor. Yep, because also everybody's basically human. We don't really need a lot of makeup, and we can keep it small. Keep it small. All right, let me see what we got here. The next one is iron. So iron is very important in this system. In this system, you are, so remember this is Starforged, but it's Ironsworn. And in this, by the way, you can also play this with a GM and with a group. But in this game, you swear upon iron to take on a quest or a vow, a journey. And that's one of the things that like marks a player character is that you swear on iron. Terrica is a long-lost descendant of Crash Jones. Maybe, actually. Weren't you going to make the Aslan the principal bad guys in the Crash? See, I think, actually, Astralis, it's the Aslan and the Zodani. I think both the Aslan and the Zodani are like the big bad guys in the Crash Jones series because, of course, they'd be. Do you know what I mean? Like, in a way that I think is probably super unfair. Like, super unfair. Come on now. Stop being unfair. But I think that the Aslan and the Zodani are the big villains. And I love that. But I also feel like if we're going to go Star Trek, the Zodani are probably basically like the Romulans, and the Aslan are probably basically original series Klingons in that they just have a little bit of makeup on their face and not much else. So just a little bit of rubber makeup on the face is what I'm feeling like. I feel like this is very exciting eyebrows and low cost in your makeup is how I'm feeling about this one. So we have iron, what we spend our vows upon. Low budget trek. We can have the iron vows are sworn upon the remnants of ships that carried our people to the forge. Iron vows are sworn upon totems crafted from the enigmatic metal we call black iron. And then Ironsworn bind their honor to iron blades. So here's the thing. This is a merging of Traveler and Starforge, which means we have to go with Iron Blades. Because in the Traveler universe, there's a lot of swordplay. So we have to go with swords. The Ironborn bind their honor to iron blades aboard a starship, where stray gunfire can destroy fragile equipment and pierce hulls. The brutal practicality of a sword makes for a useful weapon. A few also favor the silent efficiency of a blade for infiltration or espionage. Most importantly, when the Ironsworn swear a vow upon a sword, they bind their commitment to the metal. If they forsake their vow, that iron must be abandoned. To be Ironsworn without a blade is to be disgraced. Yes. Quest starter. You vow to forge a new sword from the iron of an important object or artifact. What is it, and why is it meaningful to you? Who protects it? Wesley would be interested in the gambler's rapiers. Yes, Wesley would be. He would indeed be interested in those rapiers, but he doesn't know how to fight with one because he has never been trained in swordplay. But you know he's going to be asking when we get there. So I'm excited by this. This is good. What do you swear vows upon? The question we ask. Why is this object meaningful to you? If swearing iron vows to a leader or organization are a key aspect of your character, you might be banner sworn. So not banner sworn because Crash Jones. What do you swear your vows upon? So I think it's about a sword, probably. I think there's an important I think that this is a good quest starter. Actually, we're not decided yet, but I think there is an important ancient iron artifact on Drinax, and Crash Jones has sworn to go to Drinax to defeat the barbarians. Find this. It's probably like a oh, it's probably like a ford or something, right? The rapiers are made and sworn upon radioactive wreckage from when the Aslan bombed the Drinax worlds. Absolutely, absolutely, yes. And I think it's probably like, I actually think. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Um, we've got to go back to an earlier choice. I changed my mind. I think we have to go with ancient gates, but not in the way they describe it. I think we have to go with like basically like ancient um, space time storms that just swept up people, right? Sort of swept them up in these ways, which means I think that I'm going to change this to the Exodus is actually. Um, the Exodus were space time storms. Okay, work with me. This is now okay. What I'm going to say right now is a little bit inspired by Technomancer, which is a GURP setting, whereby when Oppenheimer said, "I'm become death, the destroyer of worlds," when they were testing nuclear weapons, that actually was, although Oppenheimer didn't know it, was the final incantation as part of a spell that basically sort of just opened up a lot of stuff and brought back magic to the world. So I think that during the nuclear testing, what we get is we're going to take that idea and it creates these space-time storms that sort of suck up people and drop them off in other places. And Crash Jones was sucked up in one of these places. And I think a bunch of humans also get stuck and sort of swept up and brought to this place, but he ends up getting time displaced, right? So he ends up showing up and being, missing for a long time. But the reason why I think this is interesting is because here's why I like it. Space-time storms, we're going to call this space-time storms after testing nuclear weapons, bring you to bunches of people to the forge. And we're going to also call this the Trojan Reaches. Because here's what I'm thinking. There are a number of iron objects. There are a number of objects that were also picked up in these storms and just deposited in this area where we're at. And so I think that there is a great artifact from the old times that has fallen into onto Drinax. And I think that Crash Jones wants to get this ancient artifact that is from his time and place and make a sword out of it and sort of create this thing. I think this is, but I feel like the ancient artifact is probably something like a car, like a 1940s Ford or something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what it is, but we won't discover that till we get there. Something like this. I think I'm excited. So then we have laws. Let's see. Yeah. And also, we don't have to do all of these. If we just do the ones we think are interesting. So we have 3 choices, like an Edsel. Leaf springs from yeah. So I think that we can actually get really cool bits of car in the irradiated ruins of Drinax. So laws. Much of the settled domains are lawless frontier. Criminal factions and corrupt leaders often hold sway. Laws and governance vary across settled domains, but bounty hunters are given a wide latitude to pursue their contracts. Their authority is almost universally recognized and supersedes local laws. Our communities are bound under the terms of the Covenant, a charter established after the Exodus. The organization called the Keepers is sworn to uphold the laws. Look, lawless frontier. It's the Trojan Reaches. And if you're making a serial, you have to have things become like lawless. That is because here's the thing. I imagine a lot of these serials are actually produced not at all in the Trojan Reaches, but like out in Imperial space where things are very settled. And so like everything is exaggerated, right? Like, oh, the entire Trojan Reaches is like full of lawlessness and wild animals and right? Like I think it's a lot of real kind of exaggeration of what the Trojan Reaches are actually like. Josh says, the longing for the golden years of a forgotten Earth is a fun dynamic. Yeah, I really like that. How will Krosh make his own laws if there are laws? Yeah, exactly. So it says here, powers rise and fall in the Forge, so any authority is fleeting. Yeah, I like this. In the end, we must fend for ourselves. A few communities are bastions of successful autonomy, but many are corrupted or preyed upon by despots, criminals, and raiders, because we've got space pirates. Quest starter. In the upper atmosphere of a gas giant, transport vehicles carry valuable and volatile fuel from the processing plant to a heavily guarded storage depot. The notorious leader of a criminal organization needs this fuel and gives you the schedule for the transports. What leverage does this person hold over you? How will you undertake the heist? I don't think Crash would do that one. I feel like we're not on that one. That's not us. Let's see. If you chase down outlaws, you might be a bounty hunter. No. If you are skilled at getting in and out of protected places and systems, you might be an infiltrator. No. If you're on the run from a power or authority, you might be a fugitive. Maybe. If you're an expert investigator, you might be a sleuth. If you have connections with the criminal underworld, you might be a scoundrel. I don't think so. I don't think any of those are necessarily Crash Jones, who probably also was a football player or some such. Religion. I feel like we can skip religion and we can let that happen when it happens because we don't have to do all of them. Magic. Magic does not exist. Superpowers are wielded by those rare people we call paragons. Unnatural energies flow through the Forge. Magic and science are two sides of the same coin. I feel like we do have psionics, which is basically magic. So we're going to have to say yes, that we do have it. We're going to go with, how would the pulp universe, a pulp show, interpret the fact that there is magic, but it's also being made by the Imperium, wherein psionics are illegal, and also they're like, there's a lot of anti-Zodani propaganda. So I suppose what we just go supernatural powers are wielded by those rare people we called paragons. And we'll say it's psychic experimentation. Yeah, and the people who use psionics would be the bad guys every week. Yes. Let's go with wielded by rare people, because that's important to sort of note that it's rare, right? And these powers are born of psychic. Treated like evil. Yes, they're treated like evil sorcerers in Conan. Absolutely. And they have bulging eyes, right? And they probably wear a lot of like silks and like very sort of they've got weird headdresses, and they are yes. Evil space wizards. Yes. Evil brain slicers. I like it. And we're gonna call this psychic experimentation. And they're all like a mix between like mad scientists and evil mages. And they're called the Zodani, and that is correct. And they're called, I'm not anti-Zodani, I'm just a GM. So let me see. Quest starter, maybe we like it, maybe we don't. A young paragon wields incredible power, but cannot control it like that. They have been shunned by family and friends. They're also hunted by a person or organization who seeks to use them as a weapon. Why are you sworn to protect the paragon? What fabled location might offer a new home for them? Okay, I do like this as a quest starter. We haven't decided yet what we're going to do, but I like it, and I'll tell you why. Oh, scanners. So good. I like it because we can have like a sidekick, or like we can have like a sidekick. We'll ponder that one. If magic is an aspect of your setting, how does your character and their culture view these unnatural abilities? If you possess supernatural powers, you might be an empath, firebrand, kinetic, looper, seer, or shade. I think that Crash Jones does not have any psychic powers because that's not how propaganda works. Our hero cannot have psychic powers in this serial because they're bad. So he doesn't. I think that Crash Jones, like Conan, fights evil space wizards, but will fight anybody who will destroy truth, justice, and the American way. Communication and data. Much was lost when we came to the Forge. It is a dark age. Information is life. We rely on spaceborne couriers to transport messages and data across the vast distances. That's very Traveler. We should pick that one. In settled domains, a network of data hubs called the Weave allow near instantaneous communication and data sharing between ships and outposts. No. No. He'd take care of Psionicis with a quick word and a faster blade. Information is life. That's our choice, right? That's what we got. It says, direct communication and transmissions between the near space of a ship and outpost are impossible. Digital archives are available at larger outposts, but information is not always up to date or reliable. Therefore, the most important communications and discoveries are carried by couriers who swear vows to see that data safely to its destination, which I like. Questar, you discover a crippled courier ship. The pilot, carrying a critical and time-sensitive message, is dead. Where was the message bound? And why do you swear to see it to its destination? That's a good quest starter. I like it. We should add it to our options. If you're an expert at subverting or manipulating digital information systems, you might be an infiltrator. If you keep an archive of navigational charts, you might be a navigator. I don't know. We'll see. X-Boat, exactly, X-Boat. Named maybe his goggles help him defend against psionics. Ooh. Crash Jones is, yes, I think Crash Jones probably is a scout, right? This seems right to me. This seems right. I suppose we'll get there. Scout. All right. Medicine. Our advanced medical technologies and expertise was lost during the Exodus. I don't think we were that advanced. To help offset scarcity of medical supplies and knowledge, the resourceful technicians we call riggers create basic organ and limb replacements. Orders of sworn healers preserve our medical knowledge and train new generations of caregivers. If psionic is bad magic, could jump space be the good magic Crash Jones uses to help win the day? So I don't know, actually, how we feel about magic. I say we roll for it. I say we roll for it and find out. Because the thing is, in the travel universe, there's such a wide range of medical technology. No, I changed my mind. We're going to pick our advanced medical technologies and expertise was lost during the Exodus. Because I like the idea that in this serial, right, the Imperium is projecting all sorts of primitivism on the Trojan Reaches and imagining that it's like they've got nothing and there's nothing there. And so everything's going to be desperate that way. So this says, healers are rare and ill-equipped. Untold numbers have succumbed to sickness, injury, and disease. Those who survive often bear the scars of a hard and dangerous life in the Forge. I like it. I love this idea that we've got this like Imperium, this like everyone's like, imagining the Reaches as being like, oh, it's who knows what's happening there. Could Crash's iron goggles help defend against the mind magic? I do like that. I hope so. Yes. Do you bear any notable scars or prosthetics? I don't think so. At least, oh, maybe he has one big scar on his face. I do not currently have an eyebrow pencil near me, but that's okay. I'm going to get a red eyebrow pencil or red pencil and I will make a scar. Yes, scar. Like although heroes don't have scars in heroes don't have scars in the 1930s. No scars. Let's see. We're neither healer nor augmented. We're good. Artificial intelligence. We no longer have access to advanced computer systems. Instead, we must rely on the seers we call adepts. The vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. Artificial consensus emerged in a time before the Exodus, and sentient machines live with us here in the Forge. Scar from the evil wizard he pursues like his own already. Oh, that could be good. Yeah, but okay, but if he has a scar, it has to be like a 1930s good-looking scar, in that way. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't think we have AI. Not like that. Um, hmm. No adepts. That doesn't seem right. I think we have to go with vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. I think we have to do that. And the reason why is because it also makes the idea that like, oh, they're like it. I think it'll make the people in the Imperium feel better about themselves. So much of our AI technology was lost in the Exodus. What remains is under the control of powerful organizations or people, and is often wielded as a weapon or deterrent. The rest of us must make do with primitive systems. This brings me to the question: if Wesley has brought so much of this in the foundation of his personality, how will he handle it when he figures out how much psionics are going on the gambler? Well, that's a good question, because he does not know that any of them have psionics at this point in time. Mm-hmm. I think that'll be exciting to find out. Australia says, I seem to recall one of the empires in the Trojan Reach area was founded by people who lost a succession war. Mm-hmm. And they all jumped in generation ships fleeing Earth. I can't remember if it's the Sword Worlds or Florian League. It might be the Florian League, maybe. And that's like right off to the side. Because the Sword Worlds, I think, are a bit farther away from the Reaches, but the Florian League is just like right over there. Hop, skip, and a jump. So let's see. Quest starter. You receive a covert message from an AI held by a powerful leader. It is a plea for help. What does it ask of you? We'll see. We'll see what we think about that. It could be a possibility for a quest. We'll see. It was a while before scars were okay for protagonists again, I suppose. High-ranking Oxys often have very obvious dueling scars. Yeah, so like scars are tricky. Let's see. If you're accompanied by machine intelligence, you might have a companion such as a combat bot, protocol bot, survey bot, or utility bot. If your ship has an AI, you might have the Overseer module. If AI in your campaign is rare or unavailable, these units will operate using very basic machine intelligence. If AI is common and advanced, they may have their own sentient personalities. Okay, so here's the thing. I have to change my mind. I have to change my mind. I think we have to go with artificial consciousness emerge in the time before the Exodus, and sentient machines live with us here in the Forge. And the reason why is so that Crash, because he has to have Tweaky, right? See, Australis plays in Hawkeye understand. If we don't have the good AI, then we can't have, like Tweaky or also Kit. So we clearly have to have advanced AI. This is necessary. Beady 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 beady. Doctor, what was his name? Doctor. Oh, somebody knows. Somebody knows. Uh, it wasn't Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius is from Planet of the Apes, which is what all I had in my mind Vulpus was Dr. Zaius. But it has to be like it was Dr. I can't remember now. So, but we have a different quest starter for this one. A rogue AI has taken over a transport ship. The fate of the crew and passengers is unknown. What critical cargo did this vessel carry? Trooper was very close to just doing the Simpson musical. Yeah, I might have. I might have. This is true. Okay, so now we have Theopolis. Thank you, Stormbender. Dr. Theopolis, thank you. I was like, what was his name? Dr. Theopolis. Yes, because we clearly have to have AI in that way, because obviously. Um, yes. War. War. Here in the Forge, resources are too precious to support organized fighting forces or advanced weaponry. Professional soldiers defend or expand the holdings of those who are able to pay. The rest of us are on our own. War never ends. Talented weaponsmiths and shipwrights craft deadly, high-tech tools of destruction. Dominant factions wield mighty fleets and battle hardened troops. No, not too advanced. That's no good. I feel like we should maybe do either one or two. Either one or two, so you can see what we're looking at. Either the resources are too precious to support organized fighting forces, but we have to have pirates, right? Mercenary guilds? Mercenary guilds. Mercenary guilds. Yeah, mercenary guilds. That feels very pulpy to me. Mercenary guilds wield power in the Forge. Some are scrappy outfits, no more than a dozen soldiers. Others are sector-spanning enterprises deploying legions of skilled fighting forces and fleets of powerful starships. Most hold no loyalty except to the highest bidder. Quest starter. A detachment of mercenaries was sent to put down a rebellion on a mining settlement. Instead of following their orders, the soldiers now stand with the miners. What forced this sudden reversal? What will you do to aid these renegades as the full force of their former cohorts are arrayed against them? Well, that seems fun. Look, we've got a whole bunch of quests we're just going to add and have them for later, and each one of these will be its own thing. Yeah. Okay, so this gives us life. Oh, we're almost done. Life forms. We have, this is a perilous and often inhospitable galaxy, but life finds a way. Many sites and planets are infested with dreadful forge spawn. These aberrant creatures threaten to overrun other life in the galaxy. And life in the Forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will on this galaxy. And clearly we have to pick that one. Clearly we have to pick that one because that's the most traveler of them. So that will be the Essentia, the ancients, are the architects of life within the Forge. These omniscient beings are rarely encountered, if they even exist anymore, and have powers and purposes beyond our comprehension. Some worship them, others resist or rebel against them, but trying to defy the will of the Essentia is like standing at the shore of an ocean to thwart the tide. They are inevitable. And they may not be around anymore. We will see. Quest starter. And, I don't think I looked at the quest starter. Was there a question for that last one? There was. By the way, we didn't ask a question. There was a question. And it was, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot a note, which I think we're going to have to sort of, we forgot one. That's important. I think we all know what Trooper is going to be playing in this time slot until season 2 starts. Maybe it's possible. There's a thing I wanted to do, but it's like a secret thing if I can get it done, and we will see. So I realize I might have a combat bot, a protocol bot, a survey bot, or utility bot, or an AI. I'm going to just note this, that we might have, we should look at them, a combat bot, which I somehow doubt Crash Jones is a combat bot, but we'll check out a protocol bot, survey bot, utility bot, and we'll check out Overseer module if they're interesting, because we'll check it out. We have encountered silent creatures on Marduk and on Holos. So would they be in this Crash Jones stories? Yes. Is the AI and the bot ordinary weeks with the long dark? Hey, what I'm thinking of is that each one of these will be like, we can do this like as a serial where like we can get it like the adventures of, like we're gonna do like the Barbarians of Drinax to get that sword, and we'll find out how long it takes us to sort of fulfill that, and then we'll see how long that takes, because then we can basically do this as like a episodic serials, right? Like I imagine a serial will take a couple of episodes to do, a couple of sessions, and then we'll do something else and we'll come back and we'll do it again. So we get I feel like I've got a thought. We're gonna have to discover how long it takes to do one of our quests, and then I imagine, yes, I've got an idea. I don't know about you, but I watched a lot of serials as a kid from the 30s, 40s, because there was a TV show called Saturday Matinee at the Bijou, which would show like newsreels, serial, and then a film. It was every week, and if you watched every week, it was like one of the small local channels, like a UHF channel, and you would get the next episode of that serial if you watched every week. And so I was watching like Roy Rogers and the Underground City of Mu was one of them. I watched a bunch of them, right, is what it was. Yeah, it was like, yes, Hawkeye, it was on PBS. That's right, it was on PBS, and I used to watch them, and I was like, these are amazing. And so I'm hoping we can get a real serial vibe here. So let's see. I don't look that old. Well, reruns. This is reruns. So we have the question: Have you fought in any wars? If you were an experienced soldier, you might be a veteran. If you swear vows as a soldier of fortune, you might be a mercenary. If you favor a particular weapon or tactic, you might follow the path such as archer, blade master, demolitionist, gunner, gunslinger, or sniper. Syndication. The Phantom Volpes, the Phantom Empire. Yes, that was so good. Yes, the Phantom Empire. I wonder if those are in the public domain. Probably not. But we need to go and watch some serials, everybody. I need to find some serials and we need to watch them. This is our goal. So I think we're gonna just put down veteran as a possibility for our path, because that could be a thing. Let's see, we did life forms, and then we have the question. If you have expertise in life forms in planetary environments, which I don't think, so I don't think Crash is a scientist. Crash might have friends who are scientists, but is not a scientist. If you're accompanied on your adventure by a native creature, they might be a companion such as a banshee, glowcat, void glider, rockhorn, sprite, or symbiote. Now, my friends, I do think we need to, yes. And you need to get Rocket Fox back to do a 1v1 session either. Yes, actually. Oh, thank you, Ostros. Thank you for reminding me, because I did want to send a message to Rocket asking her if she wanted to do a 1v1, because we have to resolve that. And Ostros, that is exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, by the way, we have a surprise. I just saw this surprise come in on my secret messages I just saw it, everybody. There's a secret message. Yes, there is a surprise, everyone. And that surprise is, well, I can't tell you. You have to wait for next week. No. Josh Meehan, the amazing artist, you do need decoder rigs, has said that they will do a giveaway for a deluxe set to one of the viewers. So one of you all will be able to get, and this is so cool. Josh, thank you. We'll be able to get a deluxe set of Ironsworn Starforged. And how cool is that? We will deal with that near the end, because this is so cool. So I'm so excited. By the way, do not let me forget that I need to message Rocket Fox during our break. Don't let me forget. Rocket Fox, because I want to do a 1v1 with her. So don't let me forget. Okay. Crash Jones could have a companion animal, is a thing. I just... Yeah, Crash Jones could have an animal like a green tiger. Do you know what I mean? Like that is a thing that could happen. But I don't know. No, we're gonna say no. Precursors. Series of Flash Gordon made it into 2-hour movie. Oh, Flash Gordon. Thank you, Rissa. Thank you that you added a reminder. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Because then you'll just remind me, and I'll be happy. Oh, we got a Flash Gordon serial right there in chat, and I'm so excited. Stormbender, you've just given me life right now because it's Flash Gordon serial. Yeah, we're gonna have some love, is what we're gonna do. This is our life. This is our life. So precursors. Over eons, a vast number of civilizations rose and fell within the Forge. Today, the folk we call grubs, scavenger crews, and audacious explorers delve into the mysterious monuments and ruins of those ancient beings. I like it. Option 2. The Ascendancy, an advanced spacefaring empire, once ruled the entirety of the Forge. Vaults of inscrutable purpose, I love the word inscrutable, very pulpy, are all that remain to mark the Ascendancy's legacy, but those places are untethered from our own reality. And 3. The biomechanical life forms we call the Remnants, engineered by civilizations as weapons in a cataclysmic war, survived the death of the creators. No, not that one. It's Weather 1 or 2. Crash Jones and his friendly AI companion Wiki, and Green Tiger, Jadelon. See, this is what I'm trying to say, Hawkeye. I feel like you know. Look, why don't I just copy down what these names are? Because maybe we need to look them up, because maybe one of them might be a companion, because I feel like you know. Paste and match style. Okay. The Ascendancy, a league of evil psionicists. Yeah, I kind of feel like hmm. Inscrutable. It can't be screwed. It cannot be screwed. So I feel like the Ascendancy is a little bit extra in a good way, right? So that we're gonna have like things, because also we know we have this. We also established that we have this space time storm that sort of drop people off, right? So hey, Sithel. So I think we go with number 2. I have decided that you are all right. We're gonna go with the Ascendancy, and it says. Ascendancy vaults can appear spontaneously, washed up like flotsam in the tides of time. Their gravity and atmospheres pay no heed to natural laws. Some are corrupted and ruined, others are unmarred and intact. Some are both at once. They are chaos. The Ascendancy is the Sodani secret police, but they're like super agents, right? Quest starter deep in the forge, an Ascendancy beacon has activated. The mysterious signal has confounded translation. Why you sworn to seek out the source of the signal? What other person or faction opposes you? Oh, the Zodani would oppose us. So here's the thing. The Ascendancy are not the Zodani. The Ascendancy want all the secrets of the Zodani want the secrets of the Ascendancy. I am so excited for this moment. Yeah. Have you had any notable encounters with precursor vaults, relics, or tech? If you're an expert in ancient lore and obscure facts, you might be a lore hunter. If you pick the bones of these forsaken places, you might be a scavenger. Yeah, the Zodani Psychor, absolutely. So I'm thinking we could be maybe a lore hunter or a scavenger. We don't know. So we'll put this down as possibilities. And I kind of love where we're at right now. And we have our last choice. Horrors. Put enough alcohol in a spacer, and they'll tell you stories of ghost ships crewed by vengeful undead. It's nonsense. 2. Most insist that horrors aren't real. Spacers know the truth. 3. The strange energies of the Forge give unnatural life to the dead. The soul binders are an organization sworn to confront these horrifying entities. No, we can't do that one. I guess it's good. It's good. We can't do that one. It's either 1 or 2. I think we go with 1. I think we go with 1. Which gives us like mellow horror, like slow burn rather than like big burn. So we get within the Forge, space and time are as mutable and unstable as a flooding river. When reality can't be trusted, we are bound to encounter unsettling phenomena. Quest starter. You receive urgent distress calls from a ship stranded in the event horizon of a black hole. The ship itself is broken apart. A shattered hull trailing debris. There are no signs of life, and yet the ghostly messages persist. This is a little bit of my joy at the moment. Let us add it. And what do we got? Have you experienced any supernatural encounters? If you specialize in battling undead or monstrous forces, you might be a slayer. If you have a supernatural connection to a spirit, you might be haunted. No. Yes, the ghost ships are full of colonists frozen in stasis. Yes. Yes. It must be melodrama horror, not in your face. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that, by the way, is all of our first bit. So what we have to do now is create our character, which will not take too long at all. And we're going to do it. And then I think, yeah. So let's see. In Starforge, you undertake quests, overcome challenges, and explore the Forge through the perspective of your character. In this exercise, you'll define some key aspects of that character and their starship. There's going to be a giveaway. This is so exciting. All right, so we've got our character sheet, which you can see here. And by the way, I love our nice journal. Yeah. Okay, let's do that for the moment. Love it. We got that. It's a nice character sheet from Stargazer. Now I need to add the Dead Space remaster to a stream. Yeah, that's true, actually. Assets represent notable traits and resources used by your character. They are formatted as printable or reprinted cards available at ironswornrpg.com. If you're playing with others, which you can do, one set of cards is enough for everyone at the table. If you're using a digital tool, we're good. So, I'm human, yes. This is my character scope. Diversity and inclusiveness. Apart from this human-centric assumption, everything is different. So there are no gameplay or setting restrictions that constrain your character's race, culture, disabilities, sexual orientation, or gender identity. So let's just go. And if you're aiming to play a specific lived experience, don't rely on assumptions or stereotypes. Put in the time to research and learn the experiences of others. By the way, that's awesome. I love that. I'm going to do a podcast with some folks, and we're going to talk about this at some point in time, but there are those who are like, don't play anybody who's not yourself. It's not my vibe. I feel like you should definitely play people who are not yourself. You should just, be respectful. That's all. Learn this stuff. So, okay, we're going to make our character. First thing we do is choose two paths. Right, yeah, because as a GM, I'm always playing people who are different from myself. So, I mean, come on. So we have our two paths that we are going to be choosing from. We have to choose two paths. Nice, look, this a nice little character creation summary. Very mellow. Yeah, like just play other people, but be respectful. So we've got our assets, which are also actually just here in the thing. We're going to choose two paths, and then a backstory, background vow, board the starship, choose our final asset, set our stats, set our condition meters, envision our character, name our character, and then gear up. That's what we're going to do. So, let's see. Look at Josh Meehan's art. Look at this art. Come on. This art is just too good. Josh Meehan, things I'm going to tell you right now. You do such cool things with color. Is what I want to say. How can you appreciate anyone else's viewpoint unless you take the time to try and think like they do? Absolutely. This is how I feel. So we've got our asset cards, but also we don't need them, but we've got them. We're going to choose two paths. Choose two path assets. Consider how each choice plays into an emerging concept for your character. Be mindful of the established truths from the last exercise. Some would not be useful. Picking paths with allies. If you're playing Star Tours with others, we're not doing that, so it's fine. So we've got to pick our paths. They've got some inspiration for us to think about. So like Battlefield Medic, Delegate, Exobiologist, Far Trader, Fugitive Hunter, Hacker, Hotshot Pilot, Interstellar Scout, Monster Hunter, Occultist, Operative Outlaw, Private Investigator, Prophet, Psionicist, Smuggler, Spiritualist, Starship Engineer, Super Soldier, and Tomb Raider. Interstellar Scout. What do we have here? That Rockthorn is your fave. They squish their eyes to say I love you. Wait. Let's go back and see it. Oh. And they squish their eyes to say I'm going to ram you. See, that's adorable. They're like, oh, they squish their eyes. They love. Oh, nope, they rammed me. Awkward. I love that. So, Interstellar Scout is Explorer and Voidborn. So I'm thinking we check out Explorer. But I liked Vestige. We looked at Vestige before because he's from the past. We also looked at Veteran. Voidborn, I feel like we're probably not a Voidborn, but I'm thinking that maybe we could take Explorer because that feels like it could be very our character, right? So if we took Explorer, which gives us that kind of the scout vibe, and if we took, let's say, Vestige, right? I mean, look, there's so many paths that I think would be really good for our character, and that's really tricky. But, I like the idea of Vestige because we're a person out of time. And then I like the idea of Explorer because that puts us in that interstellar scout situation. Now, we are going to be missing things, I know it, but let's take them. So our assets, we're going to take path, and we're going to take Explorer. What will this do for us? Or Ace and Flavor. We should also look at Ace and see what that does. Yes, that's a good thought, Stormbender. Let's see, Explorer. When you explore a waypoint, take +1 momentum on a hit. When you finish an expedition and score a hit, mark 1 extra tick on your Discovery's legacy track. And we've got that's the ability we start with, and we can expand it. So I think we'll take Explorer because I feel like Crash. Well, maybe I don't. Let me see. Let's look at Ace. When you face danger or react under fire by guiding your vehicle through a hazard or out of harm's way, add +1 and We're gonna have to take Ace, I think, because facing danger and reacting under fire, very Crash Jones. We are an Ace. We're an Ace. Explorer's good, but Ace. And then I think we should take Vestige. We were really interested in that one, and that Vestige keeps us alive. Add. We now are both an Ace and a Vestige. Did it. Done. Good. Step 3, backstory. As you begin play, is there any backstory stuff here we need to think about? Legacy tracks, assets, impacts. No? Let's see. As you begin Starforge, your character is a person with few ties to others. Consider what happens to sunder or separate you from your home and relationships. Oh, we know what happened, right? This is your backstory. So the Forge is a vast galaxy, and your former home, if you had one, has lost you, forsaken by you, or distant memory. So what happened? This origin can influence the stories you explore and vows you undertake as you play Starforged, or it might just provide some texture to help bring the character to life. Keep it simple. There's no need to invent an elaborate history. You can discover more about your character through play. Yes, so what I'm going to do is, we know what happened. We don't have to worry about that. What happened was, we were fighting in World War II. We saw a UFO. This is it, right? We were fighting in World War II, ace pilot. We saw a UFO. We were fighting around, and we were chasing it through the Bermuda Triangle. And the next thing we know, basically, this kind of weird time-space storm opens up, takes our ship, we fly through, we are transported to the Forge, but in the process, we are frozen in time. And we do not wake up for hundreds and hundreds of years. When we wake up, the cataclysm has happened. We got it. We have our backstory. We know. And then let's just make a new journal entry, and we'll just call this one backstory. And World War II pilot, World War II, UFO, Bermuda Triangle. And frozen in time. Yeah, chromatic. We're like a mix between like Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, and Gene Autry, right? We're kind of like a mix of all these kind of pulp heroes. Chase what you thought was a secret Nazi flying machine through the Bermuda Triangle. Backstory or Buck story? We're going to be this sort of mix of all those kind of pulpy heroes. So that's done. Step 3 is done. Step 4. Write your background vow. Okay, this is going to be really important, everyone. This is it. Our background vow. Let's see. Is there a space? So we have factions and truths. Okay, we have challenges, vows. And then we have the sector, space. Very exciting. Okay, I think this will be here in the vows section. Next, you'll envision and mark down a background vow to represent a primary motivation or ultimate goal. Envision the vow. Consider what you know of this setting and your character thus far. What nagging ambition, aching need, or sacred commitment drives you? This is your background vow. Yes, in Stargaze you said one vow is epic, and put your background vow. Okay, so we get one as epic. Yes. Oh, this is good. I love that. I love. By the way, everybody who's here, you're also great. You're also great because that's helpful. So, fulfilling this vow will not be easy. Mechanically, it's an epic vow, so every opportunity to reach a milestone is just one tick on the vow's progress track. In storytime, it might require months, years, or even decades to see how this vow fulfilled or forsaken. You may even decide your background vow isn't something you make significant progress in on your narrative. Instead, it helps establish some role-playing detail for your character and fleshes out your setting. So, we have to write the vow. Mark the vow on your character sheet in the spot labeled background vow. We'll just add one here. Oop, we have more than one. This is awesome. We'll make this epic because it's our epic vow. And I think I can write it down right there. Oh, let me take this off so you can see it. Return to Earth. Ooh. Let's see. Mark the vow on your character sheet. Do it. Write the name of the vow, such as, I vow to destroy the Iron Talon Raider clan. I will discover a means of preserving consciousness beyond death. So, normally you make the swear an iron vow move to see what happens as you begin a quest, but you've already sworn this vow as part of your background. So, let's see. Return to the loved one you left behind. Return to Earth. So I think this is going to be really interesting, right? Because he is now thousands of years from Earth, from his timeline. And he is... I can actually find the actual number of years because there's a timeline. But he's now here in the Trojan Reaches. And I'm thinking about the fact that Wesley sort of idolizes Crash Jones a bit. So I feel like he's got to have some sort of vow that involves, like, making the Trojan Reaches better. You know? Oh, he knows that he's from, like, a different time and space. He knows that it's far, far away. I think his vow has got to be, like, some kind of do-gooder vow, right? Something kind of, like, big, massive do-gooder thing. Like, I need a big, pulpy, do-gooder vow. Flash Gordon wanted to save Earth from being the Merciless, but we don't have that. How about something like unite, bring down the Aslan Hyret. What about something like unite the... Oh. How about something like protect the vastness of space from the evils of psionic sorcery? Oh. But that doesn't necessarily have an end point to it. So we need something that is like that actually does have an end point, but it's just really epic. What about I'm sensing something like to be super 1930s, but something like restore order. Like, what about like find? Okay, work with me. Work with me. Work with me. Work with me. Find. Bring down the Zodani High Council. Bring them down. How about find the lost heir? Find the heir to the lost kingdom, the lost empire, the lost ancient something or other, and restore peace and order in the Trojan Reaches. Like, basically, like it would parallel the fact that, see, the thing is, they don't know it, but it would parallel the fact that the PCs in the in our Traveler campaign are trying to restore the Drinaxian Empire. So I think you have like a parallel where it's something like find. I think this like find the lost. There's like a lost heir to the old Sindalian Empire, but like a noble, like find the lost noble heir, something like this, right? Like find the lost. Oh, wait. Work with me. So I've kind of set up right now in the Traveler campaign, the Gamblers, that there are these kind of special crests that are super ancient and old that have kind of these psionic, kind of like a psionic focus with a little bit of stuff going on there, but they only work for people who are of the bloodline, blah 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 blah. Right. So I've got this kind of like. Some kind of creepy psionics, right? So maybe Crash has found this crest, and yes, Terra happens to be a noble with an old crest who does not want any of that business, right? So maybe Crash has one of these special crests with unclear lineage, and wants to find the heir, the noble. It's also a little bit work with me, a little bit Sword in the Stone. King Arthur situation as well, right? So I think that Crash Jones has found this ancient artifact, which is like a special crest, special crown, and is trying to find only the most noble one, the most noble and just and kind heir can wear this crest, and it will glow. And so I think that Crash Jones is wanting to find who is this lost, hidden noble heir who can wear this crest and prove their wonderfulness and their awesomeness, and then can help rebuild the Reaches into something that is full of truth, justice, and the American way. And then also defeat the Azenhyrate and the Zidoni High Council. Well, you have to do that, right? So I think this will be the vow. Find the true and noble heir who can the true and noble lost Sindalian heir who can wield I feel like who can it should probably like the lost treasure from the San Pedro. Yes. It should probably not be the crest, it should be like a dagger. Right? Can wield the emerald dagger. Severance does have goggles that are a crest, and that could be interesting to Wes. Yes, indeed. Please note, I'm thinking about it, right? And I have some ideas. Yes, a rapier. I like it. This is very like Sword in the Stone. Who can wield the emerald blade. Yes, find the true noble lost Sindalian heir who can wield the emerald blade and restore them to a new the Zodani Council are actually controlled by a sonic brain bug hive mind, which is awkward. Although I'm sure they get along well. Restore them to a new empire that will bring peace to the Reaches by defeating the Azenhyrate, the Zodani Council, and all other nefarious villains. Restore to a new empire of peace and freedom from psionic sorcery. Yes. That's the Imperial propaganda of the show. Yep. Yes. I find the true and noble lost and Sindalian heir can wield the emerald blade and restore them to a new empire and restore them to and help them lead. Here we go. And help them lead. This is it. Help them lead. People, I love this. Help them lead a restored, a new empire that will bring peace to the Reaches by defeating the Azenhyrate and the Zodani Council and other nefarious villains. Yes. So there's a search. This is our epic quest. This is our epic vow. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, we got it. A marshal and a new empire. Oh, people, because we think, here's what it is. maybe this air, we don't know, that air could have been from Earth and could have also been swept up in one of these time space storms. Maybe. Board our starship. Hey, this is the next part. Take the Starship Command Vehicle asset. We need our Starship Command Vehicle asset. Let's see. Oh, last of the human lost. That we'll call this World War II Terran ace pilot. Lost in time and space. Bugs in the background with Zodani on Marionette streams. Oh, look, I just love this. I love this. I can imagine Harlock playing with Wes's fear just like the Zodani. And the thing is, what I like about this is that by the time Wes finds out that the Harlock is Zodani, Wes will already have been really invested in the Harlock as a friend. And so Wes can sort of grow outside of the hopefully. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Like that hopefully Wes will be able to sort of see past the propaganda because he's already known actually a bunch of psionicists and these people all along. So I think that'll be a really nice sort of, we'll see how that goes. Mm-hmm. So we have a ship, and we're going to name this ship Crash Jones Rescuing Amelia Earhart. Yes. I kind of imagine that Amelia Earhart is this, could be this person, right? Could be the heir. Does Wes know Severance banished Harlock from the ship with Psionics? No. Wes has not been told. Like, it's all very confusing right now, right? Because what is happening? Poor Wes. Poor Wes. So we have an armed, multi-purpose starship. It's suited for interstellar and atmospheric flight. It can comfortably transport several people, has space for cargo, and can carry launch support vehicles. When you advance, you may spend experience to equip this vehicle with module assets. So this is our ship. It needs a name. The Amelia Earhart. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I need to make a note. And we're going to go with, we're just note down Amelia Earhart. Just noting it. That's it. So we need a name for this ship. For a spaceship. Crash Jones has gotten this ship after waking up and all that, so we need a name. We need something that is like so perfect. Like, funny thing is that people like the Harlock that is sort of giving the Zodani a bad name in the Imperium, having a special agent background. Yeah, although she also is kind of like, she's not been hanging out with the Zodani a lot recently. Francine, remember there's an episode of Star Trek Voyager where they find Amelia Earhart and a bunch of other humans who are abducted and taken to the Delta Quadrant. Oh, that's right. That's right. Francine. We're going to go with Francine. I like it. We're going with it. Francine. Yes. Perfect. We need a history. We need a history. Francine. So, envision how we obtained this starship. You can come up with your own origin or role or pick from the table below. If you use a result from the table, take a moment to consider and elaborate on the suggestion. Francine was his mother's name. Yeah. And his mother made the best apple pie. Yes. People, I have ideas. So we have to roll dice, is what we're going to have to do now. This is going to be a thing we're going to have to do. Let's roll to see what they say, how we get it. Let's see. They say 48, which is found abandoned in perfect condition. Strawberry rhubarb pie. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. So, y'all, this is interesting. I rolled a 48 for our starship history, which says that we found this ship abandoned in perfect condition. So I have an idea. Here's my idea. My idea is that when we wake up crash landed, like in a spaceship, like a ship graveyard, like some kind of planet. The other side of the Bermuda Triangle is some kind of like planet, asteroid, space here in the Reach. And in this place, there's just a bunch of ships that have all crashed, have been drawn here from different places. And his World War II fighter jet is completely ruined, right? But there was the ship, the Francine, that was perfectly set up, and that's the ship, right? It's in this graveyard, the ship graveyard, and from there he figured it out, right? So we have who owns the starship. That's me. We're going to envision the starship. Your ship is an important aspect of your character, and a character in its own right. What does it look like? What makes it interesting or uniquely yours? Does it have any particular quirks? If nothing occurs to you now, you can flesh it out and play, or roll once or twice on the table below. Oh my, and it just so happens to look like an iconic Imperial fighter for the show. Yes, Josh, I mean, exactly. This is 100% correct, right? That yes, it looks it looks like a grand Imperial fighter, absolutely. Because also, look, the show is filmed in the Imperium, right? It's not actually filmed in the Reaches at all. Like there's like it's just not right. There's like the novels and all, but like they actually just use an Imperial fighter because it's like Toronto. Do you know what I mean? Like everything's in Toronto. We can actually roll for this. I feel like this is a thing we should roll for. Let's roll once and then maybe twice. 13. Faint phantom music sometimes echoes through the corridors. Yes. 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 But here's the thing. The faint phantom music that sometimes echoes through the corridors is from Earth. Right? It's from Earth is what it is. Why does this strange echo music from Earth? It's like, imagine something like, we'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when. It's that kind of a thing, right? His fighter, unable to maneuver, flew directly into the cargo bay of the Francine, which made the doors close. Yes, I love it. Yes, and the music is classic 1940s big band sound, a little bit of crooners. Yes. And we don't know why. Ugh. I'm in love with this right now. Okay. 58 is patch hole covers a recent catastrophic breach. Ooh. Yes. So this says we have a patched hull covers a recent catastrophic breach. And I feel like this is going to give us a bit of a parallel to The Gambler, which is patched and still needs patching. It's not like there are holes. The hull is not completely fixed on our ship. It really needs some fixing. So I'm thinking there was like trying to escape this sort of ghost ship graveyard asteroid thing actually was very difficult because there's like a gravity well that keeps all the ships there. And so when trying to get out, maybe like an ancient weapon system, like anti-aircraft system, tried to shoot it down when it was trying to leave. But Crash, being so great, was able to get out. But there was this big hole, and it's patched now from like this ordeal of leaving this graveyard. I think it's an unknown graveyard. Nobody knows where it is. It's not a known space. It's like a secret space. Choose our final asset. We have only one asset left, and we can pick either a module for a ship, a support vehicle, a companion, or another path. It's like a great space dragon horde of captured ships Yes, and he had to learn to fly the ship. So I think, so here's what I'm thinking, y'all. I think that what we need to do is pick a module, and the ship graveyard's inside a Dyson sphere. Ooh. So I think it would make sense that we pick a module, and the module is, I think they have the Overseer module, which I think is an AI. Didn't we have a ship graveyard in Leviathan? Yes, yes, yes. So here's the thing. It's the Overseer. I can't read it. I can read it. And this says, your AI module keeps watch over the vehicle's systems and sensor data. When you secure an advantage or gain ground by talking through a situation with the Overseer, you may roll integrity. If you do, take +1 momentum on a hit. So I think that we should take the Overseer module for our ship. We need other things as well, but I think we take it because I think that Crash Jones learned about this place and learned a bunch of things from this AI. That's what I think. I think that because, like, you know, he woke up after like 1,000 years in suspended animation through time and space, and so and I've been playing Stellaris. So I think this is it. I think we need just for Overseer. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I think we're gonna have the Overseer, and this Overseer is going to be named. Okay, June. The Overseer is named June. Why is the Overseer named June? Because of June Carter Cash, right? Because Sue, right? John. I'm excited by that. Just in case you were wondering, that excites me very much. I love it. So now we set our stats. Your character has 5 stats that represent your capabilities, nature, and approach. Each is given a value from 1 to 3. When you make a move and roll dice, Stormbitter says, that would be a good adventure. Going back to the Dyson Sphere to retrieve something. Yes. Knowing it's guarded, just going with the over-the-top style. Yes, I think, yes. I think this is really great. Oh, I like it. So each is given a value from 1 to 3. When you make a move and roll dice, you usually add 1 of your stats to the action die. The move will tell you what stat to add, or it will give you a choice. Your stats are Edge, Heart, Iron, Shadow, and Wits. So we can have 1 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s. And we need to talk this out about our really good, very 1930s, 40s protagonist. So Edge is quickness, agility, and prowess when fighting at a distance. Heart is courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. Iron is physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess when fighting at close quarters. Shadow is sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. And Wits is expertise, knowledge, and observation. So I'm going to just say right now, Crash Jones has to have a heart of 3. Because if there's one thing we know about pulp protagonists, is that they have heart. And heart is all you need to carry the day. I've played Stellaris Submitter. It's really interesting. I should play it again. Nonetheless, okay, so work with me. Heart number 1, and I feel like Shadow is 1. Because a good pulp hero is not so sneaky and is full of heart. So we have to pick one more 1 and have 2s in the other. So I feel like Iron should be a 2 because our good Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers hero probably has a 2 in Iron. So the question becomes, do we do Wits 1 and Edge 2 or Edge 1, Wits 2? What do you think? I need your help with this one, folks. Give yourself your good classic Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Dale Evans, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, that whole kind of situation. Wits 2. Y'all said it, Wits 2. It is done. Wits 2, Edge 1. And so it is decided. Oh, thank you, Blue Pointer. The thing is, on Thursdays I'm teaching and I have to wear a face mask, like a mask, and it ruins my mustache. It's the price I pay. So sometimes I don't get to have a mustache being just perfect because, mess. So we have it. Okay. And I suppose now the thing is quickness, agility, prowess when fighting at a distance. Will we need that to be a good pilot? Will we need that? Will we need edge to be a good pilot? They don't even know. So I'm a little worried that we might need edge for piloting. Do we? Do we? Quickness, agility, prowess when fighting at a distance. I think we have to do edge too, because I think we're going to need it to be an ace pilot, which means we're going to have to put wits at 1, which is not like, yeah, I don't know if edge is pilot, but it feels like it might be. Now, I'm not like, I want us to get some wits 2. I don't know if we can get our wits to 2, but we'll find out. Okay, we're almost done. Set your condition meters. The AI can be my wits. Yeah, no, that's fair. The AI can be at wits. So your condition meters are on the character sheet, which are right there. Where are they? There they are. So health, spirit, and supply, momentum. So health, spirit, and supply are at 5, which they are. Momentum is 2, which it is. Max momentum, 10, which you can't currently see it. Hold on. You can't currently see it, but it's there. And reset is 2. That's fine. By the way, these are the mechanics. I'm going to tell you something. I have enjoyed journaling games, but I really do like some crunch. I do enjoy some mechanics that you have to like play with and give you hard choices and like, what are you going to do? And I read through this the other day, and I really like how they sort of deal with stuff in here. So I'm very excited. So let's see. Set the health of any companion assets to their max value, which I think we're good. Finally set the integrity. We don't have anything that is relevant for. Set the integrity of your command vehicle and any support vehicles as shown on their asset cards to their max value, which it is. And we're there. Envision your character. Now that the mechanical and background aspects of your character are all set, take a moment to envision their appearance and personality. To start, just define 1 or 2 facts about their physical look, how they act, and what they wear. You don't need much detail at this stage. You can discover the nuances of your character through play. So can I tell you an idea that I had while we were going through all this? One of my ideas is I want to find out how long it takes us to get through our first quest, which is the Drinax Barbarians to get this new artifact and swear on a new sword. Right? I think that's gonna be our starting quest. I want to find out how many sessions it takes to do that, because that'll give us information. Is it 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions? How many sessions will it take? But what I think I want to do is ask, was Crash a member of the Tuskegee Airmen? See, Volpes could be, right? Yes. So let's think about this. Let's think about a member of the Tuskegee Airmen. This is Crash Jones, who was, now I'm kind of thinking a little bit in my mind about somebody like Paul Robeson, right? So like a member of, so we need look, right? So we need a look. So maybe 1 or 2 things about the look, 1 or 2 things about the act, and 1 or 2 things about the wear. So I'm thinking a member of the Tuskegee Airmen, right? I should probably write this down because we need to know. Let's see. Tuskegee Airmen. Former football player, work with me here for a moment, and golfer. Because people like to play golf a lot, right? His scarf is waving in the non-existent breeze. Yes. So, let's see. You want to know what I need now? I need an old Letterman sweater from back in the day, maybe like a 1940s style. We'll see. Right now, I'm wearing my sci-fi outfit, but so Tuskegee Airmen. So like I would say, broad-chested. Like I'm thinking really very much like that kind of 1930s, 40s serial hero kind of body that you would sort of think of like for like Superman, you know, like what's his face? Old 40s serial Superman. You all know this name, like Reeve. not Christopher Reeves, but the one that also the same last name almost. Uh, Not Reeves, the other one. Reeve? Because Christopher Reeves is our modern Superman, but the one from the 50s, George Reeve, thank you. George Reeve, thank you. Like that V shape. Now you've outraged all the European viewers calling NFL football. Oh, I am so sorry. Well, uh, um, it is. Well, I mean, it's American football, I suppose, as opposed to associated football, which is soccer, or rugby football, which is rugby. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Uh, you know. So yeah, inverted A, all inverted A body, all shoulders. Yes, that kind of real like heavy shoulders, not particularly super leggy kind of body. Um, wears like modern sort of spacesuit with the so look, yeah. Looks very all American is what, and I mean all American in terms of like quarterback style. Um, Quarterback. Ooh, where's my cursor? Let's go here. Quarterback. I'm a European. I know it's called football since it's played on the foot and not from the horseback. Yes, Hawkeye. Johnny Weissmuller, very much that kind of Johnny Weissmuller look from Tarzan. Quarterback, Johnny Weissmuller. I'm gonna say square jaw, right? Because you need a square jaw. That's really important. Square jaw. Um, oh, uh, don't get me started on horseball. Still, what I object to is calling that they hold a ball. To you know, the thing is, right, that I think that there's Australian rules football, and I believe they carry things. Rugby's also called football, and they carry the ball. There's Canadian football, which I don't know if they carry the ball or not. Basically, there's just like a whole bunch of different. There's a bunch of different footballs that I think people. There's Gaelic football. I don't know if they hold the ball in Gaelic football. Do they? Horseball has to be a Drinax sport. Horseball. I'm just gonna write down horseball here. Horseball. We're gonna just write that down for later. Square jaw. Oh, hair like Nat King Cole. Like sort of slicked hair like Nat King Cole. Yeah. Nat King Cole. You bounce the ball in Aussie rules, which is basically Australis' version of Gaelic football. Lots of pomade. Lots of pomade. Very, very, very heartthrob because it's like Serial Hero. Do you know what I mean? Like very, very heartthrob. That's look. Act is, let's see. Act is how you behave, or something about your activity. Let's see. Foosball. The examples here are keen understanding of machines, often prefers them to people. Let's see. How about? But yes, the direction is really that it was played not from horseback but on foot. The rich people played their ball sports on horseback, so football was a people sport. Sithel, that makes sense to me. Also, polo. He can definitely sing and dance just because those were skills actors. Oh yes, Gabinak, that's true. As an actor, he probably has really good dancing and singing skills. Yes. Oh gosh. He whistles a mean tune. And is always polite. And then he wears his goggles, right? Oh, you know what? I think he wears his goggles and his bomber jacket over his spacesuit. Right? I think that's what happens. His goggles and spacesuit over his goggles and bomber jacket over his spacesuit. Mm-hmm. Yep. So now we've named our character Wesley Crash Jones. We've got that. I think their pronouns will be he, him. And by the way, in the book, this is very cool. This is very cool. It says, I love the language in this book. It says, also note your character's pronouns. This can include traditional pronouns, such as he, him, she, her, and they, them, or non-traditional ones, such as sie, zir. And I love that they put they, them under traditional pronouns, because after all, Shakespeare used they, them as a gender-neutral pronoun. So yes. I'm real sorry, sir, but I'm going to have to blow up your big mega laser here. Yes, Stormbender, I love it. And then we have a call sign, which is Crash, which is great. And then the last thing we do is gear up. This is the last thing we do. What? What? Well, you know what I mean. Make note of any equipment or personal items represent important aspects of your character's approach. Capabilities or background. Keep the list short. Around 4 or 5 items at most. I've been in trouble using they in essays since middle school. You shouldn't have been in trouble. They is very useful. I use they all the time in the Army. Let's see, the character sheet has space at the bottom to write down any notable gear. Losing important equipment or cherished items can be an outcome of a costly action or event in the story. Your assets in particular can influence the gear you envision your character having at the ready. For example, you might be a tech with a well-used data pad for interfacing with systems and writing code, or maybe a gunslinger with a pair of heirloom pistols. Also consider the object you swear iron vows upon. What is this object's history and why is it important to you? So, this is, we need 4 or 5 things. I would say we have the goggles and bomber jacket, but I don't think we have to write that down because we already have them established, right? Crash didn't happen to teleport and end up with his goggles, just as goggles left. That would be amazing. The scarf that his best girl gave him before he left. Yeah. I use they a lot, or the Swedish gender-neutral term in Swedish. Oh, Sitha, what is the Swinder? A friend of mine speaks Swedish. Let's say the scarf. That's one. What about something like... so we are a vestige and an ace. So what about something like... a navigator device, like a some kind of like high tech. Oh no, I think it's not I think it's like a space watch, right? Because I think it was Flash Gordon or Zarkov had like a space watch that was like, you know, has a compass in the handle. Oh, like an astrologer. Yeah. So let's call that like a space. We'll call it a space watch. A space pocket watch. Because the space pocket watch also works as like a compass and like has data, and you can talk to June through it, right? So I imagine it's going to be like and actually, where's my pocket watch? I'll think about that later. Like an actual pocket watch that opens is his space analog navigator. Yes. So like he's got this space analog navigator. Pocket watch. Space watch, also known as a swatch. So that's 2 things. We get maybe 2 or 3 more. He should probably have some kind of a weapon. He should have like Space watch automatically tells you local system time and date when you enter the system. Yes. And it connects to Sue. I think we should have some kind of a weapon, which is not his new, which we're going to get rid of, right? Because we're going to make a big iron sword. So I think we should have the multi-tool. Oh, I like that. We're going to have like we're going to call it a space multi-tool, because if you call it space, then you know it's sci-fi. That's all you need to do. Space multi-tool. So we've got the scarf, the space analog navigator pocket watch, the space multi-tool, and I want to have an imperial dagger. I think that he has this dagger that comes from Space Multi-Tool, aka a tricorder. Yes, it is. That is exactly what it is. I think he's got this special kind of like a vibro dagger. Thank you. It's an Imperial vibro dagger because it is because we want to get like the Imperial propaganda, right? The Imperium, like, propaganda from the Imperium. So he's got this Imperial vibro dagger that was given to him by like an Imperial space marshal who died, right? And I so we get the sense that the Empire is like the Imperium is really good. So like yay Imperium. So we've got the scarf, the Space Analog Navigator's pocket watch, the Space Multi-Tool, the Imperial vibro dagger, and we need one more thing. We need one more thing. D and dem. Oh, in Swedish, there's also a newer term, which is a mix of hon and han, which is hen. I do not use hen that much since I tend to stick to the old Swedish gender neutral term. I'm a bit confused what's wrong with the old term. You know, Sithil, sometimes people like just want new things, but I actually quite like sometimes old gender neutral things. I often like those things. I think they're also very interesting, and they bring a history with them, and they're cool. We get one more thing. Let's see. We have a scarf, pocket watch, multi-tool, vibro dagger, and one more thing. You know what? We're gonna go with the goggles, and the goggles have been armored flight jacket. Yeah, armored flight jacket. Yes, and we're gonna say souped up goggles because they are the old goggles, but they've been souped up so that he has like you know, night vision and filters and that kind of thing. Give him a chainsword. Wait, wrong Imperium. So that's it. We have, I think, one thing left to do. Multi-optic system. Souped up goggles with multi-optics. Yes. Y'all, I'm sad we don't have Scout, but I like Vestige and Ace. Scout we'll have to get at some point in time when we get our XP. So we need to make our sector. We have a sector that is over there in Traveler, but we're going to kind of mess with it a little bit. So we will do this, and I feel like once we do this will probably be the end of our session, and then we'll start our adventure next week. So we have a sector, and by the way, this really cool Stargazer has a neat little map thing, which I feels like super cool. So let's see. We're going to start a region let me show you. I don't know if I can. What page is this? This is page 116. So let me show you. Don't let me forget we're in 116. Let me show you this map that I bet Josh made because Josh has got good art. And by the way, before we go, we're going to give this giveaway, and I'm so excited for it. I cannot even talk about it. Oh, it's so good. Okay, Josh is so neat. Okay, here we go. So here's our map. And so you have the Terminus, the Outlands, the Expanse, and the Void. And that tells you how populated the space is. So we're at 116, is what I said? So we have to choose our starting region. The Terminus, which is where there are relatively common settlements, we can't do that one because the idea is that we're like in the reaches and it's like the Wild West. The Outlands, if you envision yourself as a spacer in a wild frontier, start here. The Expanse, only a few bold pioneers have delved these far-flung reaches. If you're ready to face the dangers of lonely exploration with an uncharted space, start here. I feel like, and the Void is... Don't start your campaign in the Void, they say. Yeah, I think the Outlands. Vulpes, I agree. We're in the Outlands. Let's make the note there. Also, I made the note of Horseball, by the way, just so you know it. So we're in the Outlands. And... By the way, y'all, Sean, really? Sean made this map? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. By the way, Josh, at one point in time, I'm going to have to interview you. We'll just have to get you and interview you. That's all. So Outlands, we've got 3 settlements. So we have 3 settlements. That's nice. Okay, great. We have settlements. Put a marker in this page so you can come back to it and jump to the settlement oracles starting on page 322. Huh. The secret is Horseball The secret is horseball is soccer played by trained horses, no riders. But do the horses run around on just 2 legs? Because that would be kind of amazing. So we've got our settlement oracles. That's on page 322. I don't think I need these, do I? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. By the way, polo's weird. I just thought I'd say that. Polo's weird. So I think I'm double checking because I've got 322. Let me look at the book. 322 settlements. Okay. Which I'll just pick up over here. Fine and dandy to me. Settlements. Here we go. Okay. Got it. For each of the settlements in your starting sector, roll on the following tables. It's the travel universe. The horse have 6 legs, but they can only kick with their middle ones. Yeah. I don't. Okay, so we've got what do we got? We've got our settlements. We want a settlement name, which I don't think we have to do because we know it. It's Drinax. We're going to do our first one as Drinax. Like tennis has this weird scoring intentionally to be obtuse, so commoners could not understand it. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Also, I was reading up about cricket, and in cricket, in the original rules, it could just go on for months, theoretically. Like, you could just go back every day and play cricket, because it's a... So, there are people who probably know the rules of cricket. I've only read some of them. Let's see. So we have we're going to call it... Oh, we need a... What do we need? We need, here's our thing. We're in the Outlands. Everyone knows you have to stay directly in front or on top of your spores. I used to know the rules, but I forgot. Yeah, it's a sector name. We'll just call this, what is this sector? We're in, I can't remember, but I'll find it later. Because there's actual name for the sector that Drinax is in. The subsector, at least. It's, oh gosh. Hold on. I'm going to just pull it up right now because travelermap.com. Hello, Drinax. That's Marduk. So this is the Tliwaha sector. There we go. And it's kind of unaligned. Here we go. So, location, population, authority, and settlement projects. Well, location. Oh, it's planet side. We have a choose. Can choose, but it's planet side because technically there's an orbital and there's a deep space. This is a location and set to location to save Oracle generated content, enable search for this cell. Cool. And we're going to call this Drinax. And this is my first time doing it. Add star planet settlement. Settlement? Oh no, it's a planet, right? So planet, and then, I think I might not have done it right. But let's see. Did I do that right? So add a planet. I feel like I didn't name the cell right. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm waiting for the ocean planet of Dampnex. Yes. Then Okay, and then also add a settlement. So here's the planet, right? And the name is Drinax. And it is tainted. And we have, we did that. That's all fine, right? And then we have settlements, yes. So then I want to add a settlement. Woo! Neat. And our settlement is, we're going to call this, we've got two. We've got the Floating Palace, and then we also have the Barbarian Wilds. That's the place we need to go, the Barbarian Wilds. I mean, there is the Floating Palace. We'll call it the Floating Palace. Because, you know. And it is orbital, which is great. And then, let's see, we have its location. We need its population, which is... I think there are only a couple of thousand, so I think it's thousands is what you have. Because there are not that many people on the Floating Palace. So we did the population, the authority, non-lawless, ineffectual, tolerant, fair, unyielding, corrupt, or oppressive. Let's go with, gosh. Unyielding? Because it's a monarchy. Unyielding. Let's say that. Yes. Well, we'll go with fair. We'll go with fair. Fair. And then settlement projects. Oh, this is interesting. Settlement projects, we're going to roll 1 to 2 times. Okay. So, projects. Do they... I don't know if they'll let us roll. Will they let us roll? Will they let us roll? Let me close this for a moment. Okay, Floating Palace. Awesome. Here is our settlement. Floating Palace projects. It doesn't look like there's a... it doesn't look like there's a role for that. Doesn't look like it, right? So let's... although this faction is probably Drinax. Over in the Journal tab. Sweet. Journal tab? You have all the oracles. Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder what Microsoft's AI thing would make of this game, whether you could use it as a GM. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have core space planet settlement, and we're looking for projects. Projects. Let's roll it. See what happens. Thank you, Josh. Defeat strength. Defeat strength. Defeat strength. For now, don't roll on this other settlement tables. Okay, that's fine. Defeat strength. Settlement projects. Defeat strength. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, I suppose we'll find out. Projects defeat strength. And then one more. Manufacturing. Okay. Regaining power, which makes sense, right? Yes. So their projects are defeat strength, which we'll call regain power. Regain power. And manufacturing. Defeat are strong enough to carry us, but the arm strength is much more. And then it says that looks like that's all we got. And for now, don't roll on the other settlement. There are other settlement tables, but we're not going to roll for them because we can reveal these aspects of these places when you visit and interact with them, which I think is great. And so then we have 3 settlements, if I remember correctly. So if that is true, we need 2 more. And we will generate planets. If any of the settlements are located on a planet or an orbit around a planet, you can identify the name of the planet to help flesh out the nature of the location. And then give the planet a name, which is great, and then generate stars. If you'd like to know the nature of the primary stars in these settlements, that's fine too. And then we make a map. So we're already doing that. So we have the floating palace at Drinax. We need another settlement. Another settlement. This settlement is... Well, looking at this map, we've got Asim and Clark. So let's do that. Let's do Clark. Yes. We've got a number of planets in the area, but we'll do this. We'll add a settlement, and that will be Clark, and we'll just put Clark. Oop. Hey, jump back. This should probably be empty. So let's put Clark up here. Here. And this will be a settlement. No, Wes is going to Assis. Asim is the planet that the dock is from. A small, what do you call it? Farming planet. So let's have this be Clark. And then this is also a location. And then also let's add a planet. And then let's also add a settlement. And then over here, which is a seam. Now, scale is not going to be right. But that's okay, because it doesn't need to be right, because we are living in a, you know. There's a good planet. Let's add it, and then let's add a settlement. And here's the thing. We're going to roll. We're going to roll for all the rest of this stuff, and it might be super, super random, but that's fine. So Clark, we have the name. Our location is going to be... They never show maps on the viewfinder in the TV show, and yeah, or they do, but it's like questionable. Population first look, location. Let's see. Location, deep space. Deep space. Deep space. What does that mean? Well, we have a, you know what? We have a deep space location. That's what we have. So we have a settlement. We're dealing with Clark right now, yes? So in Clark, we have a settlement that is a deep space settlement. We're going to give it a name because it's going to be something random. It's going to be Farpoint. So there's a place called Farpoint in the Clark system. Farpoint. And we need to know its population. Its population is hundreds. Its authority is unyielding. Ooh, creepy. Love it. Unyielding. So there's some kind of unyielding deep space thing there. And it's a Farpoint station, as a matter of fact. It's a weird, creepy Farpoint station out there. And it has got 2 settlement projects. And those are going to be, let's delete that. Mining and escort protection. Interesting. Okay. So mining and escort protection. Huh. Okay. I don't know we'll find out what that means, and let's go look at a seam. So a seam is, we've got an orbital, so space station. We have got, that's its location. The name of this is going to be Paradox. Paradox Station. It has got a population of tens of thousands. Okay, okay. Interesting. And its authority is tolerant. Interesting, interesting. We're going to find out what this means. I do love a good random generation. That's a big station. So there's some massive station, Paradox Station. Okay, so here's the thing. Paradox Station is run by GDCO. Because the Imperium is going to want to say really good, positive things about the General Development Corporation company. So it's going to be like, that's why it's so big. It's going to be big and grand and amazing and tolerant, and it's GDCO and they love the Imperium. This is what we know about it. Yep. This is what we know about it. And its projects are, let's see, medical and history. Of course, because that seems so like positive and great. Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to put down in the notes GDCO Station. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to have to swap these things because I feel like Paradox Station has to be at Clark, and I feel like that other place has to be in Asim. This is just how I'm feeling about it. I feel like it has to be that way. Mengele's medical history. Yeah. Hey, Ro, this is Ironsworn Starforged, which is a really cool system that lets you play solo or with a group, with or without a GM. And we are generating the universe that we're in before we run around and, start our actual massive adventures next Friday. And I just want to find out why that's not settling the way I want it to, as a matter of fact. I'm not seeing a thing, but I'll figure it out. So look, I just feel like we actually need to put the Paradox Station up at Clark, and then the Farpoint Station, and then the Farpoint over in Asim. That's going to be a thing that we have to do. Just know it. That's my... So this is going to be... We're going to just transfer this over. It won't take us very long. This is going to be Paradox Station, Farpoint. Yeah, so right now I'm really excited about our protagonist. And they are hundreds. They are tens of thousands. Hundreds. They are orbital. They are deep space. They will be mining and escort protection, which I think makes sense. And then they will be medical and history. And then I actually think that's all we need to know about that. Notes. Boop. I'm not currently seeing glitching. Just let me know, because I can look into it. So then we do, if any of the settlements are located on a planet or in orbit around a planet, you can identify the name of the planet and flesh out the nature of the location, which I've got. I give them a name. That's good. There are planet oracles. Oh, you had a game crash? Oh, I hate that. I don't know if we need to look at the planet oracles, but we might as well see what they look like. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's something interesting in our planet oracles. Settlement, planet. We've got a name, description, atmosphere, settlements, observed from space. I don't think we need to do that right now. So then we have to generate our stars, which I also don't think... Do we need to deal with that? Let's see. What do the stars look like? Space, starship, character, creature, derelict, vault, miscellaneous, core. I've occasionally seen corruption on Tripper's webcam, but that's it. On my webcam? Why have you seen... You have seen corruption on my webcam? You should not be seeing corruption. If you see corruption, let me know, because there shouldn't be, and if there is, I want to know about it. Hey, Rolling D's 20s! Woo! Welcome in, how are you? Wait, just there? Wait. Wait, I didn't see it. I'm going to have to place this somewhere where I can see it a little bit easily. Oh, hold on. You know what I could do? You just saw it. You just saw it. Let me... Where is it? Okay. This is what we're going to do. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Roland D's 20s. Thank you. Welcome. What were you playing, by the way? Looks like a fingerprint at my right shoulder over there. So here's the thing. The next time it happens, tell me, and then I will make a marker. Also, I can come right here. So if you see it, let me know. Here. So here's the thing. I can just make a marker so I can find it again. So when you see it, tell me immediately, and I will make a marker. A while, like an hour ago, was the last time I saw it. Okay. It's the thing I was seeing last night on Critical Role that wasn't happening on their YouTube feed. It's like there are missing keyframes and it's only showing your webcam because the rest of the screen is relatively static. Oh, D&D 5e, how was it? What kind of adventures did you do? How did it go? Tell me if you see it again, and then I'll make a mark. I'll make a mark. Planet, settlement, starship, character, creature, derelict, vault, faction, location, thing, miscellaneous. Had it 3 times 4. Oh no! And there, where? It just did it? I am not even seeing it. I am looking at roll 20 and I don't see it, but I'm gonna just head up. Boom. Glitch. Boom. Yeah, so it might, you said it's a Twitch problem? Okay. Wait, never mind. What I'm saying is the mic. Oh, there's you're running production. Oh, the squad is doing Stars and Wishes right now. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I do love that. I love that. It's on Twitch's end. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see it. We'll have to. Okay, so this is clearly, by the way, because I'm looking, I'm not even seeing it on my Twitch screen. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. So it must be something really weird. Well, at least I know it will not be on the YouTube VOD, but that's distressing. Yeah, weird. Huh. I do not know what that's about. I do not know what that's about. So, stellar objects. Stellar objects. By the way, we are playing Ironsworn Starforged, and we are finishing up making our little universe. And that's pretty exciting to me. I think we can probably keep that. We've got our sector map, and we need to, let me go here. I wonder what's they're on about. So we've got this sector map, arrange your settlements how you did, which we did. What we have to do now, it looks like, is create our passages, which is kind of like our row. Have I messed with GURP space for E? Yes, I have. You cannot really see them all, but when I have all of my GURPS books unpacked, the entire shelf is just, one entire shelf is just GURPS books. I have both 3E and 4E. I have many GURPS books. And they have some wild, they've got great passages there. So we are Outlands, and we have 2 passages. So this means we have draw the passages as lines in your map. Each passage must do one of 2 things: connect 2 settlements, or connect a settlement to the edge of your sector map. So we are going to do that. We're going to make a passage between Clark, and Drinax, and then Clark outside of our sector map. Right? Settlement to the edge of your sector map. There we go. So we have Drinax to Clark and Clark out. And if we want to find other things, we must undertake an expedition to blaze a new trail. I love that. So it looks like we should, it says it will be helpful to add some additional detail for one of the settlements in your starting sector. You might begin the campaign in the midst of a layover or just arriving there as the story opens, which is what we're going to do. We're going to start on Drinax. And I feel like, oh, hmm. Do we do it? Do we do it right now? I think we can. Yes, we're right about the 3 hour mark, so I think we can do it. So, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. This is us. We are going to zoom in on a settlement, and it's going to be Drinax, of course, obviously, right? So choose one of the settlements. We did it, and then we're going to do the oracles and get a first look 1 or 2 times. So settlement, first look. Wait, I want to see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me actually just look in here because we might want to choose. Do you see what I'm saying? Let's see. Haunted. What is that about? Character aspects. Oracles for settlements. That's page 54. So, first look. Beautiful architecture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to Drinax. And we are going to go to that settlement of the Floating Palace. And its first look, it has beautiful architecture. And it is... It's important to remember this is a fictional version of Drinax. That is true. So we're going to go with beautiful architecture, right? Because it's very Flash Gordon. B-E-A-U, beautiful architecture. And it is fictional, which means they've never been there, which means we might as well just roll for the second one and see if we like it. Breached mineral. I don't know. I don't think so. Let's go with scrap metal purpose shipped. Built within a elevated or multi-level construction. High-end industrial, intimidating defenses, moving or transforming, obvious social stratification, precarious location, prominent emblems or signage, rustic architecture, significant structural damage, sprawling or deserted structures, temporary seasonal location, toxic or polluted habitat. Yes, we'll go with floating, because it's floating. That's obvious. Floating. And then the settlement trouble, which is going to be feuding factions. I love it. Feuding factions. Yep. Let's see. If the settlement is planeticide or in orbit, you can also expand your understanding of that planet. Go to the appropriate planet type and roll on the following tables. So we're going to have to then roll our planet stuff, it looks like, because we're going to hang out here. Planet says roll, we want planet type. Apparently that's all we need. Beginning. So planet type, I believe actually the planet is going to be tainted. We already decided that. We have its name. We did that. And we don't have, we're good. So we just have to go and get this part. We did the settlement. We've got a planet. So atmosphere, observe from space and planet side feature. Let me look, because I've got the reference book, just in case. I want to be able to. So this is planets, that's 38. Because I want us to be able to choose so we can get what we need in case. We got our tainted world. Let's see. Tainted world. Oh. Tainted world. Oh. Tainted world. You know what I'm talking about. You know. Oh, wait. No, it's actually a grave world, is what it is. Because a grave world is more appropriate. Tainted says, a foul planet racked by a poisonous climate and virulent growths, but Grave says, a once thriving world, now a grim monument to a fallen civilization. So that's clearly what it has to be, right? So then we have that, and we need to go to atmosphere. A little worried about that one, though, right? I mean, it's Tomb World is what it called. Yes, Tomb World. So atmosphere is going to be, let's roll for it. And if we don't like it, we won't pick it. Corrosive. I think we're going to go with marginal because that makes more sense. Atmosphere is marginal. Yeah, bombarded from space seems like it should be a grave world. Yes. And then we've got observe from space, roll 1 to 2 times, which will give us Broken Moon and Vast Wastelands, which I love. Love it, love it, love it. I'm into it. And then we get Planetside Feature, which will give us Moldering Bones and Moldering Bones and Whispers of the Dead. Moldering Bones and Whispers of the Dead will be happening on our fictional Drinax, which yes. And don't roll anything else. We have one more, it's fine. And then we create a local connection. This represents an important relationship with a non-player character. You will create connections with NPCs, advance those relationships through the course of your narrative, and forge bonds to represent deeper connections. Building and nurturing these relationships will allow you to mark progress in your Bond's legacy tracks. This is part of our mechanics. We know a single connection in the starting sector. You almost certainly know other people here and elsewhere, but they aren't truly connected. But you aren't truly connected to those people, or they aren't the focus of your story. You can formalize other relationships by making them a connection through the course of your adventures. So we need to make a connection. In my game, says Sithel, the GM made his own take on it, and Drinax was bombed with biological weapons. He thought radiation would be not as much of an issue as a biological. Yeah. I actually, by the way, Sithel, that's so cool. Whisper of the Dead could be interpreted as found footage if you don't want a supernatural narrative. Oh, yeah. Or things like, not found footage, but even things like signage or music boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like a So we're going to make a connection. The waitress reminds him of his girl that works in the Star Point. The Drinax it was. Yeah, I love this. Like crystal discs or something, you know what I mean? The horrors of war. Oh, yeah. I'm imagining now like discs because I'm thinking again about how in old sci-fi they imagined data on like crystals or like you just put it in the crystal machine and then like a holograph pops up. You know how old school sci-fi imagined data. CDs, DVDs. So, okay, so we have this. When you search out a new relationship or give focus to an existing relationship, roll heart. Like Superman. Yes, like Superman, exactly. We have a strong hit. So you create a connection, give them a role and a rank. Whenever your connection aids you on a move closely associated with their role, add 1 and take 1 momentum on a hit. Our overseer is able to clean up the corruption. So we have, we need to give the connection a role. Okay, so let's see. Your connection's role represents their duty, expertise, or background. For example, a shipwright, an envoy, or an explorer, for example. They are not shipmates or companions. They're independent characters whose own lives occasionally intersect with your own. You might accompany the connection on a specific mission, but you'll soon part ways as your duties and ambitions take you on separate paths. Here are a few tips. The connection's role can be inspired by your character's background and recent history. Are they a doctor who found you in a crashed ship and nursed you back to health? Are they the spy master who will task you with missions in the sector? Considering making the role specific and nuanced. A role such as xenoarchaeologist is more inspiring than researcher. Spice trader is more evocative than merchant. This specificity will make their role less broadly useful for you, but will inspire more interesting stories. It's okay if a connections role doesn't provide an obvious benefit for your character. The narrative purpose of the relationship might be to introduce situations where you will help them. For example, a farmer on a backwater world would likely face native wildlife, raiders, natural disasters, and more. Will you swear iron vows to stand with them? If you want to leave it in the hands of fate, generate a random roll using the character roll table. Elaborate on the answer as appropriate to your setting. It's basically on crystals now. SSDs are using 3D memory cells. So what do you think about maybe using the Oracle? Why don't we do that? Let's see what happens. So we have a connection in this sector. We're also on our investigator. Okay. So we know an investigator. That's good. I like that. That's not bad. So we need to go to our character, right? Because I bet this is where we have connections. Impacts, legacy tracks, assets, challenges, voids, progress, clocks, sector, campaign, factions, truths. Where do you think where do you think our connections are? Let's see. Gear and notes, assets. I bet it's in assets, right? No. There's some other storage technology that is a bit like that too. Holographic storage is almost adopted, but solid state storage with high speed internet outcompeted. So we have maybe as are paths, companions, bonded, deed. So it's not an asset. It is in Stargazer, you add them on the sector and assign them to a cell. Okay. So sector, and then we add them and assign them to a cell. If we have an investigator, they're probably on Clark. They're probably on Clark because that's like the big fancy place. And I bet we star planet settlement ship person, add them there. Yeah. So I feel like we learned about the thing on Drinax from this investigator. That's what I think. So we have an investigator. So what do we think about this investigator? We think this investigator is, what are they investigating? I feel like investigator is not the right term. I think they are a murder. I think they are a what do you call that person? So like they investigate, but what they do, they investigate ancient artifacts and then Imperial Inquisitor. Like I think what they do is I think they find space archaeologist, forensics, insurance adjuster. Oh, all those are really good things. Because basically, I think they told Crash about this old ancient Terran artifact. Archaeologist. Yeah, so they're going to be like an archaeologist. And they'd heard about this, right? Yes. Archaeologist. How about something like it belongs in a museum? Oh, Wait, shady archaeologist. We need to get there. Shady archaeologist. This is better. This is better. I like that. And we'll call this person, well, because we're Crash Jones, so we need like the name will be Marion. Marion. Do you remember Marion's last name in Indiana Jones? Because I liked her. Marion. Call this she her. Marion Ravenscroft. Thank you. Yes. Ravenwood? Ravenwood. Ravenwood. We'll go with Ravenwood. All right, we got that. That's good. Well, I mean, we'll just make somebody we'll just not make her Marion then. We'll just make her somebody else. So we'll just call this person let's see. We'll go with Marion doesn't exist in the game. She's gone. She doesn't get to be here. So we'll call this person, let's see, we want a sketchy archaeologist. We'll go with Millie Crowsbeak. Millie Crowsbeak. There we go. Oh, Millie Belloc. That's what we'll do. I like it. Millie Belloc. Millie Belloc is our shady archaeologist. And then we need a rank, representing the challenge of advancing the relationship. The higher the rank, the greater the narrative focus and time required to forge a bond with them. We do need. So choose a rank appropriate to their role and the level of involvement you want them to have in your story. Troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic. For a starting connection, consider making them troublesome or dangerous. Mark their rank on the connections worksheet. Keep in mind that terms such as dangerous don't describe the nature of this person. Rather, they define the potential risks and costs associated with the relationship. That said, it's entirely appropriate to create a connection who's also antagonist. The threads that bind are sometimes frayed. So, we need a rank. Call sign disposition. Goal. First look revealed aspects notes. Challenge tracks. Oh, okay. Let's go with dangerous. Because Millie is shady, right? So let's go with dangerous. I feel like that's good. Good. Dangerous is good. Dangerous is good. So we need our first look for Millie Belloc. Millie Belloc, first look. Weathered and augmented. Ooh. Ooh. It's a good pacing benchmark. I kind of want something that's just troublesome as well to see what that's about. But, oh, you can fill this all in and then have it port over. Nice. I see this. So Millie is weathered and augmented. And Millie's goal is to defeat a rival. Yes. Yes. A rival archaeologist who might be Indiana Jones. I'm just saying. And then we get a revealed character aspect. Independent and strong. Yes. Yes. Shady, Millie, does she have a partner called Vanilla? Yes. So we have a weathered, augmented, shady archaeologist named Millie Belloc, who's independent and strong. And Millie's rival is Marion. And Millie's rival is Marion. Yes. And we'll say rival is Marion. Marion, Ravenwood. And we have a name. Their home, right? They're going to be in Clark. Absolutely. Finley's a parrot. And we can think about, and we have their home, we have their name, and that's all great. And then we can develop that relationship, forge a bond, Meanwhile, whenever your connection aids you on a move closely associated with a roll, you can add 1 and may take +1 momentum on a hit. And then we are wrapping up our starting sector, apparently, with Sector Trouble. Okay, well, this seems distressing, as well it should. So we need Sector Trouble. Sector name, filters, great. This is actually unaligned. Go back to unaligned. We need a Sector Trouble. You've heard rumors of a sector-wide peril, conflict, or mystery. You may come up with a trouble appropriate to your setting and character, roll on the action and theme for inspiration, or pick or roll on the table below. Let's see. Pirates. Is there pirates? Yes. Pirates. There we go. It says right there, Notorious Pirate Clan plays on Star. Yes. Yes. This is it. We have it. The question I have is, where do we put it? Sector notes. Probably sector notes, right? Notorious Pirate Clan preys on starships is our trouble. Right? Yes. I feel like that's where we put it, because it's sector notes. Finalize the starting sector. We have a name. Controlling power. Unaligned. It's ambiguous. Sectors can be isolated, chaotic. That's great. Your starting sector is done. As you explore space and visit settlements, you'll add additional detail. If you skip this exercise, see the next page for sample sector. Otherwise, go to 128 to begin your adventure, which, right there. This, however, we're going to have to do next Friday. Next Friday, we will begin our adventure, which is going to be about trying to locate the Impala, the old Ford, the Edsel, so we can make our sword. Okay. Over the course of the season, Crash finds that the Zodani are behind the pirates. Margaret Blaine could be that pirate then? Yes. Margaret Blaine is our pirate. Pirate clan led by Margaret Blaine. Yes. Preys on starships. Yes. The golden monkey. Everybody, that's us right there. That's us right there. So, let me come over here. Oh my goodness. Stormbender, thank you for that. So this, look, this is it. We have set ourselves up for success. I am so excited. We now have a starting sector. We've got some pirates. We've got our shady archaeologist friend who's in a river with Marion. And we have to go to the ruined planet of Drinax to find this old Edsel so that we can go and craft a sword out of it so that we can take our vows. This is cool. Now, I want to say that Josh Meehan art, so Josh Meehan, who has done the art for this game, which is beautiful and amazing and full of joy. And let me go and actually get to one of these bits of amazing art. Yeah. Who's done this art, has said that they're going to go and sort of donate a deluxe version, a deluxe kit to go Edsel Caliber to giveaway. So we're going to do a giveaway right now as I'm going to do my outros. So just make sure you've said something in chat, and that will make you eligible for the giveaway. And then if you are the winner, I'll get your info, and then you can get some Ironsworn Starforged, which, come on, who does not want this? I am so excited. Josh says, I will. Today's giveaway, one person will receive the deluxe edition of Ironsworn Starforged, including the 400-page core book, the spiral-bound reference guide, and then the deck of dry erase asset cards, which also, by the way, Josh, you just let me know that these are dry erase, and I didn't know that, and now I know. And I am very excited for that because I have some dry erase markers right here. I am really excited by this. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die because if I die, that would be super awkward. So Just make sure you say something in the next 5 minutes, and you'll be in. So let's see. What are we going to say right now? What are we going to say? I am going to remind you all of the website that I'm currently using, the Stargazer website. If you want to do it yourself, right here is where you can find it. And I want to thank you all for being here with me in this moment of our first entry into Starforged, where we're going to go and, be a little bit ridiculous as we will. Stargazer this is really, really cool. Let me get my activity feed. There we go. So first things first, I love you all. I love how you participate, how you share. I love giving lore for Traveler, from Starforged, from Buck Rogers. It's always lovely to hang out with you all, and I want to thank you so much for that, because you make this way more fun, and I'm very excited to see how this goes. Can you put the subsector up on Patreon so we can run our characters through it in our own solo play? Oh, yes? Can I do that? Chromatic, if that is a thing I can do, then I definitely will. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I feel like there's a slot here that says that you can save, etc., etc., etc. And if that is the case, then I am going to do that. And then we will have it, and I'll put it up there. I also have a couple of things to put up on Patreon anyway, so yes. You can export as a JSON file, if I recall. Good. I need to change its name, though. But yes. Yes. Oh, how cool is this, everybody? I'm sorry. I'm just really excited by this right now. So, let me see. What can I tell you? I can tell you a couple of things, including where to find me next. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, I will be here streaming The Outer Worlds, which I'm very excited about. And then after that at 2 p.m. Eastern over at Balrog 1911, I'll be playing in Tales from the Brinkwood. The day after, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. over at Praxagor, the Smophoria's channel, I will be playing in Witcher Roads Home, and you should come and see that. Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over at Wandering DM for Montreal by Night, which is our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. And then Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over at High Shelf Collective, you can find me playing in a Cyberpunk Red game, Ascension Part 2, Shadow of the Red Death. And those are all like the places you can find me there. And then, of course, I got a thing on Thursday. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm going to read out tips and bits and also talk about... So look, next week, we're going to go and jump into this adventure. My thought is we are going to go and play Crash Jones. I wanted to shuffle these decks. I should not do that. We'll play Crash Jones and his adventure with the Barbarians of Drinax, the Drinax Barbarians, and we'll see how long it takes us to do that. And then we'll find out where we're at in our break between two seasons. And... that's what we'll do. That's what we're going to do. And yes. Aren't you? Oh, wait, no. Prax, you are correct. We are off. We do not have Cyberpunk Red this week because we are off. This is important. No Cyberpunk Red this week. Thank you. Thank you, Prax. Thank you. Because Simon is traveling. Yes. So I see we just have hype coming in. We just got a bunch of hype, and I'm going to read out that hype. And then I'm going to go and find out who our winner is. Y'all are so good. We have 100 bits from Stormbender327 with thank you, Trooper. I love being part of this. Thank you, Trooper in chat. Thank you, Stormbender. I loved you being part of it. And I'm going to write up these things so they're very nice and special. Then I'll put them up on Patreon. 100 bits from Willen, who says, thanks all for being part of this process. Thank you. By the way, no, I'll get there back. Volpez, 100 bits, just no message besides Volpez being awesome. Stormbender's like, wait, 100 bits just for the hype train. Oh, level 1 hype train. And then, thank you. Scabianac, 100 bits for hype. And then William TW, 100 more for hype. Thank you. And I need to know who our winner is, because this is going to be, Hey! Willen TW who theoretically is not following this channel, but I don't believe that, you are our winner. And I cannot think of a better person to win this cool thing. So cool. Congratulations. Contact me or Josh or both, and we will work that out. There was something I wanted to tell you about this coolness. Oh, how awesome. Yes. Before we go, I want to say that I want to thank our 4 sponsors. We have, of course, if you want to sort of support, you can watch the VODs, like and subscribe on YouTube if you like. You can tell your friends about us. You can give tips and bits, which people have done, and you can also join our Patreon. And we have a special tier. Willem just lives here, we have a special tier called the sponsor tier, and our sponsors get a special shout out, which I'm going to do right now, and a special spot in our credits, which you will see. So I want to give a special shout out to Will and TW. There are only 4 slots, and that is a special tier that will basically pay for the cast of the show for 1 week. And that is Will and TW, who has been our note keeper extraordinaire in the best way, and also lives right outside of Paris and has given me all sorts of great details. Also, KY Hawkeye, who runs the Grappler's Keep, who's made the amazing GM screen behind me. Amazing artist. Hawkeye, do you have a web page? If you have a web page for your GM screens, you should tell me, and I'll put it in there. And then also a Neo and Amoeba, who is a longtime board gaming pal of mine, who is working on like amazing like AI driven cars, and plays a barbarian and runs into combat and needs healing. And Josh Me and Art, who is also the artist for Starforged, and has done, look at that. Thank you, Josh. And I want to thank all 4 of our special sponsors, and of course, all of everybody who supports us in every single way. Next week, we're going to go on our first adventure. First adventure, everyone. I can't handle it. There you go. I can't handle it. But what I can handle is ice cream, which I have. And let's see. Is there anybody else that we can maybe raid? Because if we have somebody we can raid, then we should do that. We Are Nerdsmith is up. We're going to raid We Are Nerdsmith to give them some love. I want to remind you what our raid command is, if you are so inclined to do so. And, I've got some Rocky Road ice cream by Tillamook just waiting for me, and I'm going to tell you that is going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. Everyone, thank you. Much love. I'm going to go to credits, and then I'm going to take us to raid once the credits end, because I want you all to see the lovely credits. And I think next week I will fix that one thing that I'm hiding, and I'm going to be able to get you a couple other things, I think. But this is really cool. I cannot wait to start our thrilling adventures of Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, and the Drinax Barbarians. Everyone, take care. After the adventure, once the credit's done, we're going to go to a raid, and take care of yourselves. Catch you on the flip side, and you all are amazing.